Hello, my name is Swadik, and in today's course, you will learn how to make a digital download website step by step. I will specifically show you how to make a digital download website with WordPress. WordPress is the free software that we are going to use in order to create our website and also customize it the way we want. And don't worry if you are new to WordPress, because I'm going to hold your hand every step of the way. Before we get started, let me show you what you will learn in this course so that you'll be able to determine if the course is right for you or not. So this is the digital downloads website we'll be creating in this course. And right here is the home page of the website we'll be creating, where we have a cool hero section with some text that will inform your visitors in a brief what your website is all about. Also on the hero section is a call to action where users can click in order to go to the shop page of your website. Going down, we also have a category section on the home page where you can go ahead and display some top categories on your store. I'll also show you how you can add some of the best-selling products onto the home page of your website. Also on the home page, I'll show you how you can display recently added products. And finally, I'll show you how you can add some brand section onto the home page of your website. The brand section is kind of an optional section, so you can decide if you want to include the brand section onto the home page of your website. This will be a cool feature if you want to display some notable brands that you have dealt with. If I scroll to the top and I begin to scroll, you see that my header is sticky, and I have two rows on my header, where one is displaying a coupon code which I'll be showing you how to create in this tutorial, and the second row is displaying my logo as well as the menu of my website. Even though I have two rows on my header, but upon scrolling, you see only the second row to be sticky. You can also decide to make both rows sticky if you want. And let me show you quickly how that is done. If I go over to Customize, then I go ahead and enable the header customizer right here. I go over to Headers and I select Global Header. And the sticky functionality, this is the particular one that is giving us the opportunity to be able to make the second row sticky. To make both rows sticky, you need to select top and main row. Then you go ahead and publish. Then I exit from here. Now if I begin to scroll, you see that both rows are sticky. Awesome. Now if I scroll down and open one of my products, this is how a single product page will look like, where we have the title of the product, the price, the product short description, as well as the product main description. And right here is the featured product image and some product gallery. Awesome. You see that the product gallery is at the left side of the featured product image. I'll also show you how you can display it at the bottom of the featured product image. Under the Add to Cart button, you see that we have Add to Wish List feature right here. I'll show you how you can add this feature onto your online store. So if users come to your website and they decide to add this particular product to their wish list, all what they need to do is click on Add to Wish List. And right here, they will see all the products they have added to their wish list. From here, they can decide to add any of this product to the cart, or they can just go ahead and select all of them and add all the selected products to the cart at once. If I go back to the single product page and I go ahead and add this product to cart, on the header menu, your customers will be able to see the amount of the product they have added to the cart, and upon hovering on it, they can go ahead and view the cart, or they can go straight to checkout. Let's view the cart. From here, your customers will have the opportunity to enter some coupon codes. That is, if you have given them some coupon codes on your website. So I'll go ahead and enter this coupon code right here. Let's see what happens. So 25 off. Then I click on Apply Coupon. Coupon code applied successfully. And right here, you see the subtotal, the coupon amount, which is 100 Ghana cedis, the VAT component, and the total amount I'll be paying as a customer. I'll be showing you how you can add tax component onto your online store. So now if I click on Proceed to Checkout, in here I go ahead and fill in my details as a customer. Next, I choose my payment method, and I'll be showing you how you can integrate PayPal payment method onto your online store. And I will as well show you how you can add card payments onto your store. So if I select debit or credit and accept the terms and conditions of the store, then I go ahead and place order. Your customers will get this pop-up from the payment gateway I will be showing you how to integrate in this tutorial. And this is actually in a test mode, so I'm going to choose one of the cards and I'll go ahead and click on pay. Payment successful, and I'll be redirected to the thank you page. Awesome. As the owner of the website, you will receive an email with regards to this order, and the client will also receive an email with regards to the order. Going down, right here you see that I'll be able to download the product I've just purchased, and as you can see, I am having 2 downloads. So this particular product is a bundle product where customers will have access to more than 1 download upon purchase. So in this tutorial, I'll be showing you how you can add 2 kinds of digital downloadable products. That is a simple downloadable product and a bundled downloadable product. In this course, I'll show you how you can get your very own custom domain name and web hosting. I'll also show you how you can install WordPress onto your website, and everything we'll be doing with regards to designing the pages of our website is going to be drag and drop, so you don't need any programming or coding knowledge. By the end of this course, you will have a fully customizable website that you can use in order to start generating sales immediately. So if you like what you have seen so far, buckle up and let's get started with a step-by-step tutorial. To make any kind of website, you need to get a domain name and a web hosting, which is a standard for every website. Now, what is a domain name? A domain name is simply the address of your website. For example, your businessname.com, google.com, facebook.com, or even dikupages.com. Now, what is a web hosting? A web hosting is simply a server where all the text, images, videos, audios, and even documents of our website will be stored so that anybody around the world can have access to them on our website wherever they are. This server is sitting somewhere in the world which runs 24/7 so that our website will always be live across the internet. So to get the fastest, reliable, and cheap web hosting, go over to your browser and enter dikupages.com/nh. Hit enter, and this will bring you to namehero.com. Namehero is an award-winning web hosting platform which is blazing fast, easy to use, and has a supreme reliability that scales. At the time of recording this video, NameHero was powering over 750,000 websites. NameHero offers different web hosting services like website builder, web hosting, reseller hosting, and managed cloud. You can also buy domain names only on NameHero. For this tutorial, we are going to concentrate on web hosting, which is a shared hosting service. If we scroll down, you see the various shared hosting packages on NameHero, where they have the Starter Cloud, Plus Cloud, Table Cloud, and Business Cloud. With the Starter Cloud, which is ideal for beginner or personal websites, the price starts at $2.15 per month, where you can get only one website, 1 GB RAM, unlimited SSD storage, free cPanel, free and auto SSL certificate, free website migrations, and free light speed. The Plus Cloud, which is best for average websites, has a starting price of $4.79 per month, where you can host up to 7 websites with 2 GB of RAM, unlimited SSD storage, and you also get the rest of the features on the Starter Cloud. Next is Table Cloud, which is the most popular, has a starting price of $7.38 per month, where you can host unlimited websites with 3 GB RAM. With the Table Cloud, you get unlimited NVMe storage, which is highly faster than the SSD storage. You also get a free domain when you buy a hosting of up to 2 years or more. You also get free cPanel accounts, free and auto SSL certificate, free website migrations, free enhanced WordPress security, that is if you are going to be using WordPress to creating your website, free premium SSL certificate for those who will be making e-commerce websites, and finally free live speed. The fourth package is the Business Cloud, which is ideal for e-commerce websites, with a starting price of $11.08 per month, where you get the same features as the Table Cloud, but this time around you get 4 GB of RAM, as well as free email filtering. So choosing any of these packages will depend upon the kind of website you want to create. If you are just starting out or you just want to test Name Hero, you can start with the starter cloud. For this tutorial, I'm going to choose the Plus cloud because I want to be able to host more than one website. So I click on Order Now under the Plus cloud. From here, you can choose to register a new domain or use a domain you already own. So if you have a domain name which you have bought from a different registrar, you can enter the domain right here and get your hosting from Name Hero. For this tutorial, I'm going to register my domain with Name Hero. So I click on Search Domain, then I go ahead and enter in my domain. It should be noted that if the domain name you want to use is already registered, you cannot also register it. You just have to choose a different domain name. Next thing you want to do is drop down the arrow right here and choose the particular domain extension you want to use. Choosing any of these domain extensions will depend upon the kind of website you want to create. For instance, if you want to create a website for a non-profit organization, I would advise you go in for .org. But if you want to create a business website, like an e-commerce website, I would advise you to go in for .com, especially if you want to go international. Then you go ahead and click on Search. Congratulations, Dikupages site is available. Next, you go ahead and click on Continue. Next thing you need to do is choose a billing cycle, and right here you will see that you'll be presented with 3 different packages, and you see that you can buy a 1 year of web hosting, 2 years, or 3 years. If you are going in for a 1 year hosting, the price is $5.53 per month. For 2 years web hosting, you get 6% discount, where the price will reduce to $5.16 per month. If you are going in for 3 years, you get a 13% discount, where the price is $4.79 per month. For this tutorial, I'm going to choose 1 year. Going down, you can choose a backup plan if you want, and each package you choose will come with its price. For this tutorial, I'm not going to go in for backup plan. If you also want to add a malware scanner, you can go ahead and select this checkbox, which is going to cost you additional $5. I don't want to go in for this. Going down, you will get 2 options for SSL certificates, of which the first one is free and the second one will cost you $99.95. I'll go with the free one, then I go ahead and click on Continue. In here, there are other features you may want to add to your web hosting package, that is DNS management, ID protection, and email forwarding. DNS hosting can help improve the speed of your website. ID protection will protect your personal information and reduce the amount of spam in your inbox. With email forwarding, you can get all your emails forwarded to an alternate email addresses so that you can monitor all of them on a single account. So choosing any of these services will depend upon your website's requirements. For now, I'll just go ahead and click on Continue. And right here, you see the hosting package you've selected and its price, followed by your domain name, which is $15.98 per year. The total amount for everything will be $195.38 per year. But because of a 63% discount, you'll be saving $113.02. So now the total amount is $82.36 per year. Going down to billing details, if you are an existing customer, you can go ahead and click right here, and then you enter your email and password in order to log in. If you are a new customer, then you have to go ahead and click on Create a New Account. Then from here, you enter your personal details, that is first name, last name, email address, and also go ahead and enter in your phone number. Next is billing address, where you enter your company name, which is optional, street address, city, state, postcode, and country. Next is additional information, where they ask you how did you hear about us, so you can go ahead and choose accordingly. Then you also go ahead and choose a support PIN. This is a 4-digit number which you will choose in order to identify you when you are contacting Name Hero for support. Next, you enter in your password and also go ahead and confirm it. Going down, you go ahead and enter in your payment details, that is your credit or debit card number, the expiry date, and then the CVV number. When that is done, you agree to the terms of service, then you go ahead and click on Checkout. So I'll enter all these details right here, click on Checkout, and meet you on the next page. When the order is complete, it will bring you to your dashboard. On the left hand panel, the first thing you see is Home, which will bring you to the dashboard when you click on it. Next is My Cloud, where you have access to the hosting package you've just bought. At the moment, you see that under My Services, I have 2 packages, which means I've bought 2 different web hosting packages. Next is Domains, where you have access to the domains you've bought on NameHero so far. Next is Billing, and finally Support. If you have any issues with your hosting, this is where you come in order to open a ticket. And from here, NameHero will help you with whatever queries you may have with regards to your web hosting. So that's it on how to get a domain name and web hosting on NameHero. Now let's install WordPress on our web hosting. To install WordPress upon logging into your NameHero dashboard, next thing you want to do is come over to My Cloud. Then you go ahead and click on My Services. In here, you see all the web hosting services you've bought with NameHero. All what you need to do is go ahead and choose the particular one you want to install WordPress on. For this tutorial, I'm going to choose Web Hosting Starter Cloud. Right here under Actions, you go ahead and click on Login to cPanel, which will open in a new tab. And now we are inside our NameHero control panel. Scrolling down to Software section, you go ahead and click on SoftwareClose App Installer. With SoftwareClose App Installer, you are just a few clicks away from installing WordPress. Right here, you see WordPress and some other content management systems. If you cannot see WordPress here, you can go ahead and click on Blocks at the sidebar. Then you go ahead and click on WordPress. And it will take you to an interface where you click on Install. Since we can see WordPress right here, you can just go ahead and click on Install. Under Choose Installation URL, you need to make sure that HTTPS is selected, which is very important since NameHero will be giving you free SSL certificate. The next field is Choose a domain. If you have so many domains right here, you need to drop down the arrow and choose the particular domain you want to install WordPress on. For this tutorial, I'm going to go ahead and choose this domain. In directory, you don't want to put anything there, so you remove the WP. It is very important you remove whatever text you see in directory. Otherwise, your website will be installed on a subfolder and you don't want that. Going down to site settings, this is where you enter the name of your website as well as the site description. I usually don't change the site name and site description here. I prefer showing you how you can change them after installing WordPress. So I leave them as they are. Next is admin account, where you go ahead and choose a username, password, as well as email. These are the details you always use to log into your WordPress website in order to edit it. So I'll go ahead and choose my username. For the username, you should always try to choose a custom name, and I'll advise you not to use admin or webmaster as your username, because these two usernames can be guessed by hackers. Next, I choose my password, so I'll take this off and I'll go ahead and hide my password for obvious reasons. I've entered my password, which is strong. Next thing you want to do is enter your admin email address. As you can see right here, the system is trying to create this email address for you, which is not existing. For now, I'll just go ahead and enter my Gmail account. You can always change the email address anytime you want. Scrolling down, next is choose language. From here, you can drop down the arrow and choose whatever language you want to use. For me, I'll use English. Going down, I click on install. And WordPress will install in some few seconds. Alright, congratulations, the software was installed successfully. Now to visit my website, all what I need to do is go ahead and click on my domain name right here, which will open in a new tab. Perfect. Going back to SoftwareClose, you see that apart from the main URL, which we've just clicked to open our website, you also have administrative URL, where you see after your domain name /wp-admin. With this administrative URL, if you click on it, it will take you to the dashboard of your WordPress website, which is the back end. I don't want to click on it. Instead, I'm going to show you how you can log into your WordPress website if you don't have access to the administrative URL. Before I do that, I'll exit out of here and here as well. So that's it on how to install WordPress on your web hosting. Hello guys, and welcome to our next lesson. In this lesson, I'm going to show you how to log into your WordPress website in order to start editing it. At the moment, it will be very difficult to customize our website simply because we are not logged into the website. So for you to be able to customize your website, you first of all have to log into your website. So to log into my WordPress website, all what I need to do is click at the end of my domain name like this. Then I bring /wp-admin. Hit enter. Next, I enter my username and password. Take note, these are the details we specified when we're installing WordPress. So I click in here, then I go ahead and enter my username. Next, I enter my password. Then I click on login. And this brings me to the dashboard of my WordPress website. And that is the back end of my website. This is where I can come in order to start editing my website. Now, if I right click on the name of my website right here, my blog, open link in a new tab. This is the front end. This is what users will see when they enter the URL of my website into their web browsers. Take note, I'm seeing this particular bar right here simply because I've logged into my website. I exit out of here for now. So that's it on how to log into our WordPress website. Upon logging into your WordPress website, the first thing you see is the admin bar on top right here. On it, we have the WordPress logo where you can learn about WordPress. Next is the name of our website. At the moment, it is my blog. So if I click on it directly, it will take me to the front end of my website. If I click back on it, it will take me to the back end of my website. Next is comments icon. If you happen to add some blog posts to your website and users comment on them, this is where you get the notification as well as here. Next is new, where you can go ahead and create a new post, add media, create pages, and also create users. And finally, on the admin bar, we have our name right here. That is the username we selected when we're installing WordPress. So from here, you can go ahead and edit your profile or log out from WordPress. Next is dashboard. When I click on this, it will just lead me back to this particular page. It doesn't really go to any other page rather than this. Under it is home and update. Home is the same as the dashboard. Next is updates. In future, when there are updates with regard to WordPress, this is where you see the notification. So when you see any number attached to updates, meaning you have that match of updates to be taken care of. Next is post, where you can go ahead and view all the posts on your website, create new posts, add categories as well as tags. Next is media, where you can go ahead and add new media to your website. Media here refers to images, videos, and audio files. So if you want to have all these kind of files on your website, you can go ahead and add them here for later use. Next is pages, where you can go ahead and view all the pages on your website that is at the back end, or create new pages for your website. Next is comments, which we have already seen here, followed by appearance. Appearance is the menu we can use if you want to add a theme to our website. Take note, a theme is basically the design and layout of your website. Next is plugins. With plugins, you'll be able to add additional functionalities to your website. So we shall look at themes and plugins later on in this course. With users, you can go ahead and manage users on your website by viewing all users, adding new users, and even editing your own profile. Next is tools, where you can go ahead and import or export information into or from your website. You can also use this particular feature to check the site health of your website. You can also perform some extra functionalities with the tools menu. Finally, we have settings. In here, you can go ahead and perform some extra settings with regard to your WordPress website. We shall look at some of them as and when we need them. Next on the main page are some widgets we are seeing right here. For instance, this particular one will display the site health of our website. That is what we saw under tools right here. Next is quick draft. If you want to make a quick draft in WordPress, you can go ahead and use this feature. So basically, that is a quick tour of the WordPress dashboard. Looking at our back end, all these widgets, they look distracting. So we can go ahead and take them off if we don't really want to use them. So what I can do is I can click on this arrow right here to collapse them. Or better still, I can go over to screen options. Then I go ahead and untick all these. Awesome. Next, I go over to post. By default, WordPress will give us a new Hello World post after we have finished installing WordPress. So if I don't want it, all what I need to do is click on trash. Then I go over to the trash and I empty the trash. Next, I go over to pages. In here, we have two pages, that is privacy policy and sample page. They are all default pages WordPress is giving us after the installation. I don't need them, so what I do is I select all by clicking on this checkbox. Then I go over to bulk actions, move to trash, apply. If I want to take them off completely my website, I can go over to the trash. Then I go ahead and empty the trash. Next, I go over to appearance. Take note, appearance is the location where we can manage our themes. By default, WordPress is giving us these three themes. And at the moment, this is the theme that is active. If I go to the front end of my website, this is the theme we are currently using. Going back, it means that I don't need any of these two themes. So I go ahead and remove them by clicking on theme details, delete, OK. Theme details, delete, OK. Unfortunately, we cannot delete this theme simply because we need an existing theme to work with. However, I will show you how we can choose a new theme for our website later on in this course. Next, I go over to plugins. In here, I have two plugins which are not activated, which means we are not using any of them. Leaving them here, they will only take some space of our website. So what I do is I select all, then I go over to bulk actions, delete, apply, OK. So basically, that is the cleaning up we want to do for now. I'm going to show you how to perform some basic setting of WordPress. So the first thing I want to deal with is my name right here. At the moment, I'm seeing the username I selected when I was installing WordPress. So if I want to change it, all what I need to do is over here, then I click on edit profile. I can also go over to users, then I click on profile. Either way, they will all take me to the same place. So I click on profile. In here, you can go ahead and choose some color scheme you want. This is the default one. If I choose light, you see how light looks like. Modern, blue, coffee. So you can go ahead and explore these colors and choose the one you want. I like the default. Going down, this is my username. You see that it is grayed out, which means I cannot change it. Next, I go ahead and enter my first and last names. Next is nickname. So you can go ahead and change this name to whatever name you want. I'll leave it as it is for now. Next is display name publicly as. I drop down the arrow and these are the name parents I'm seeing. Take note, I'm seeing these parents as a result of what I've entered in the first and last names. I'll go ahead and choose this one. And immediately I click on it, you see that the name has appeared right here. Going down, this is my contact info, that is email and website. Next is bio information. In here, I can go ahead and enter my bio information so that in future when I start making blog posts, I can display my bio information under my blog post. Alright, this is what I want to enter for now. Next is profile picture. At the moment, you are not allowed to set a profile picture directly on WordPress. You can do that by going to this website, that is Gravatar website. So I right click on it, open link in a new tab. So in here, you go ahead and sign up and you have the opportunity to upload your profile picture. Take note, when you are signing up, the email address you use right here should be used before you'll be able to see the profile picture you'll be uploading on Gravatar. So if you use any email other than this particular email, you won't be able to see the profile picture you'll be uploading on Gravatar. I'm not actually going to go through it, so I exit from here. I just want to show you the possibility. Going down, you can reset your password if you want to do so from here. Going down, I click on update profile. My profile is updated. Next, let's go over to settings. Then we click on general. Remember when we were installing WordPress, I said I'll be showing you how to change the name of your website, that is the site title, as well as the site description. So this is where you can do that. First of all, let's go ahead and change the site title. So I enter Dikupages Digital. And next is the site description, that is the tagline. I take off this and I go ahead and enter in my tagline. Next important field here is the administration email address. If you want to change the email address of your website, this is where you can do that. And to make it change completely, after entering the new email address, you need to go ahead and confirm it in order for it to become active on your website. Next, we have membership. In here, what you need to do is go ahead and enable this so that anyone can register on your website. Enabling this will depend upon the kind of website you are creating. If you are just creating a normal business website, maybe you don't want your visitors to be able to register on your website. For that, you don't need to enable this. In this case, we are creating an e-commerce website and we want our customers to be able to register on our website in order to make their purchases. So we need to make sure this is enabled. The next field is new user default rule. In here, anytime a user is registered on your website, by default, the user will become a subscriber. So you as an administrator of the website, you can decide to assign them any of these rules, depending upon what you want them to do on your website. Now, when we install the plugin, that will enable us to sell our digital products. More user rules will be added here. And if a customer go ahead and purchase a product on our website, by default, they will be assigned the customer role. So at the moment, we don't need to do anything in here. Next, we have site language. You can drop down the arrow and choose whatever language you want to use. For now, I will keep it as English United States. The next field is time zone. In here, you need to go ahead and choose your time zone. In my case, I'll just search for Accra, that is here. I'll select it, going down. Next is date format. You can choose whichever format you want. And then time format. I'll leave the default. And then week starts on Monday. You can choose whatever day your week starts on. I'll leave mine as Monday. Then I go ahead and save the changes. The settings is saved. Next thing we want to do is go over to permalinks. Under common settings, you see that it is set to day and name. With these common settings, when we create blog posts on our website, our URLs or our links will assume this particular format where we will have the year, month, and day as part of the URL, and we don't want that. We want it to appear in such a way that after the .com / then the name of our blog post. For this, we are going to choose post name. So I go ahead and select it. Going down, I click on Save Changes. So this is all what we want to do under permalinks. So that's it on how we set up our WordPress website. I'm going to show you how to choose and install a theme. A theme is basically the design and layout of your WordPress website. Now, if I go to the front end of my website, this is the current look and feel of my website. So this is my theme. That is the black header right here with white text. And then down here below, I have white background with black text. So this is the current look and feel of my website. Now, if I go to dikupages.com, this is the look and feel of dikupages.com website. So this website is using a particular theme that is giving it this look and feel. I exit out of here. So now let's go ahead and choose and install our own theme. To do that, I go to the back end of my website. Then I go over to Appearance, click on Themes. In here, I click on Add New, and I'll be presented with some themes, which is categorized under popular. We also have latest and favorites. There are a wide range of themes under the WordPress repository, and every single theme has its characteristics and unique features. Installing any theme will depend upon your website's requirements. If you want to create a business website, you should be looking for a theme that is designed purposely for business websites. If you want to create a blog website or an e-commerce website, you should be looking for a theme that is designed for blog websites and e-commerce websites respectively. However, some themes are multi-purpose themes. They can be used for almost any kind of website. Now we see a figure right here that is 4,872. This is how much of themes we can find in the WordPress repository. This number tells you that you cannot use all the themes in the WordPress repository. So having seen what a theme is and what they can do, I'll quickly take you to the particular theme we want to install for this particular website. To do that, I'll click in here under Search Themes, then I search for Blocksy. And I have the Blocksy theme right here. I go ahead and click on Install. It is installed, then I go ahead and activate. Now our new theme is installed and activated. Let's go to the front end of our website and check it out. So I right click, open link in a new tab. Now this is the current look and feel of our website, but it's still plain and boring. I exit out of here. Remember when we were cleaning up our website in our previous lesson, I said I'll show you how to delete this theme after we have installed the theme we want to use for our website. So I go ahead and click on theme details, delete. Okay. Awesome. It should be noted that after installing the Blocksy theme, you have this notification right here thanking you for installing the Blocksy theme, and it will be recommended that you install a plugin that is the Blocksy Companion. With this particular plugin, you get additional functionalities to the Blocksy theme. So I'll go ahead and click on Install Blocksy Companion. Now the plugin is installing as well as activating. It is installed. Next, the Blocksy theme will want you to opt in for updates. I would highly recommend you click on Allow and Continue. If you want to be using the Blocksy theme, you want to know about some update about the theme. I'm already getting updates from them, so I'll go ahead and skip for now. And this brings me to the Blocksy dashboard. Remember I said you get additional functionalities to the Blocksy theme when you install the Blocksy Companion. Let's go ahead and confirm that by going to starter size. With the starter size, you can go ahead and import a pre-made template onto your website and customize it the way you want. So these are the various starter size you get with the Blocksy theme. But we are not going to be using any pre-made template in this course. We are going to go ahead and design our website from scratch. If in any case you want to use any of the starter size, you can just go ahead and click on import on the particular one you want to use. Next, let's go over to extensions. In here, you can go ahead and use some free extensions. If you want to enable cookie consent for your website, you can just go ahead and activate this. If you need a newsletter, you can activate it. You can also add product reviews to your website, trending posts, as well as widgets. For now, the only feature I want to use is the widgets, so I just go ahead and activate it. It is activated. So that's all what we want to do with regards to the Blocksy theme and the Blocksy Companion for now. So that's it on how to install a theme. And I'm going to show you how to install plugins. Take note, plugins will add extra functionalities to our WordPress website. To better understand plugins, let's consider our smartphones as example. Now on your smartphone, you have so many applications, and installing any application on your smartphone will depend upon what you want to achieve at the end of the day, which means you don't install any application if you don't have use for it. So the same thing is applicable to WordPress plugins. You only install a particular plugin depending upon the functionality you want to add onto your website. So to install a plugin, all what I need to do is go over to plugins, then I click on add new. In here, the plugins are grouped into featured, popular, recommended, and favorites. So these are the various plugins we can install onto our website. All these plugins we see right here, they all perform some specific functions. Installing any of these plugins will depend upon what you want to achieve. If you want to sell products directly on your website, you need to search for a particular plugin that will help you achieve that. If you need a form on your website, you need to search for a particular plugin that you can use in order to create a form on your website. In the same way, if you need a plugin to help you protect your website from spammers, there's a plugin for that. The possibilities are endless. It should, however, be noted that you don't need to flood your website with so many plugins. For this website, we are going to install some few plugins. So to install the plugins we want to use on our website, let's head over to Search Plugins. And the first plugin we want to search for is Elementor. I have Elementor right here. Elementor is the plugin that we are going to use in order to design the pages of our website. So let's go ahead and install it. It is installed. You can decide to go ahead and activate it, but we want to install the rest of the plugins so that we go ahead and activate them at once. So I take off Elementor, then I search for WooCommerce. I have WooCommerce here by Automatic. WooCommerce is the plugin that we are going to use in order to be able to add our products onto our website. So let's go ahead and install it. It is installed. The next plugin we want to install is Wishlist. In here we have so many options, but for this tutorial we are going to go ahead and use TI WooCommerce Wishlist by Template Invaders. So let's install it. This is the plugin that will enable users to be able to add products to their wish list. It is installed. So these are the 3 plugins we want to install for now. We will install the rest of the plugins we will need on our website as and when we need to use them. Next thing we want to do is go ahead and enable the plugins. To do that, we go over to Install Plugins. So we click on it. And in here, you find all the plugins we installed. Remember, we installed Blocksy Companion earlier. So all what we need to do is select the rest of the plugins. I can easily go ahead and select all, even though Blocksy Companion is already activated. Let's go over to Bulk Actions, choose Activate, and then click on Apply. Alright, now all the plugins are activated. Upon activating the plugins, you see that we have Welcome to WooCommerce Wishlist plugin. You are almost ready to start. So here we need to go ahead and run the setup wizard in order to create the wishlist page for our website, so that if users of our website add products to their wishlist, there will be a page where they can click in order to access those various pages. So let's click on Run the Setup Wizard, and it will bring us to this interface. Next thing we want to do is click on Let's Go. We don't really need to do any big thing in here. We need to choose the default wishlist name. So we leave it as the default wish list, and then my wish list, you see that we have create automatically. So the wish list page will be created automatically when we click on continue. So let's go ahead and click on continue. Button position. Where do you want to see the wish list button on a single product page? At the moment it is set to add to cart. At the moment it is set to after add to cart button. You can drop down the arrow and you have before add to cart button and then custom position with code. For this, let's leave it as after add to cart button. So we leave the default. Next is add to wish list text. What text do you want to see as the add to wish list? So we just leave it as it is. If you want, you can go ahead and change it. Going down, we click on continue. In here, if you have some products in your wish list, after adding it to cart, what do you want to do with those particular products? Should they still be remain in the wish list, or they should go off automatically? So in here, you see that it is set to automatically. You can also choose manually, depending upon the requirements of your website. Let's leave the default, then we click on continue. Next, you can allow other users to be able to share wish list by adding social share buttons to wish list page. I'll leave everything as they are. Then I click on continue. In here, the developers of the plugin wants to give you some support. That is, if you need it. Let's just go ahead and click on continue. And now our wish list is ready. You can go over to their documentations to read more about the plugin. Let's just go ahead and return to our dashboard. Now we are back to the dashboard of our WordPress website. And you see that we have some newly added widgets right here. And this is as a result of installing some plugins, that is the WooCommerce and Elementor plugins. We don't actually need them, so we can go over to screen options and go ahead and uncheck them from here. Awesome. Now, as you can see at the left hand side menu, our menu list has grown because we have installed Blocksy, WooCommerce, TI Wishlist, and then Elementor. The rest of the menus come as a result of some of the plugins. For instance, under WooCommerce, we have products, analytics, and then marketing. Under Elementor, we have templates. So we'll come back to this menu as and when we need to use any of them. So that's it on how to install plugins on our website. In this lesson, we are going to look at how to set up WooCommerce. For us to be able to maximize the use of the WooCommerce plugin, we first of all need to perform some settings. To do that, we just go over to WooCommerce and click on it. And this will take us to the setup wizard. In here, we go ahead and enter in our shop's address. So I'll start by clicking in the first field, that is address line 1. Next is address line 2, which is optional, so I leave it as it is. Next is country. I drop down the arrow, then I enter in Ghana. I can also narrow down by choosing the region. I'll go ahead and choose Greater Accra, and the city is Accra. The postcode, I enter 00233, and I'll leave my shop address. Then we click on continue. WooCommerce will want you to sign up to their newsletter in order to help build the plugin. We don't want to do that for now, so let's click on no thanks. And this will take us to the next step, which is industry. Which industry do you want to operate in? This is just a survey. It doesn't really matter what you choose. And if you cannot see the kind of product you want to sell in here, you can choose other. Then you go ahead and describe your products. I can just say templates. Then I go ahead and click on continue. Next step is product types. At the moment, physical product is selected. You can also go ahead and select downloads. Since we are going to be selling digital downloadable products, you can go ahead and check physical products if you want. Checking any of this doesn't really make a difference. This is just a survey to tell WooCommerce what you actually want to use the plugin for. So you may want to leave physical products checked. Maybe in future, you want to change your mind to start selling physical products. So let's click on continue. How many products do you plan to display? So let's drop down the arrow here. So if you don't have any products here, you can go ahead and choose this. Let's just choose any. So I'll just pick this one. Are you currently selling elsewhere? We drop down the arrow, then we go ahead and choose no. Then we click on continue. In here, the plugin is trying to recommend some other plugins. Don't want those plugins. So we uncheck this, then we click on continue. From here, WooCommerce will want you to choose a theme you want to use on your website. And since we already have the theme we want to use, let's go ahead and click on continue with my active theme. And now it will take us to the dashboard of our website. So the basic settings is done. Next thing we want to do is go over to settings under WooCommerce. In here, you see the address we entered during the quick setup. So you have the opportunity to be able to change it from here. Next section we want to look at is general options, where we have selling locations. If you have some selling locations, this is where you go ahead and choose them. At the moment, it is set to sell to all countries. You can also sell to all countries except some other countries. And then you can also sell to specific countries. So if we leave it as sell to all countries, meaning we can be able to sell to any country in the world. Now, if I drop down the arrow and choose sell to all countries except for, in here, the countries I don't want to sell to, I'll go ahead and enter in those countries. So if those countries are plenty, this is going to be work for you. You can also go ahead and choose sell to specific countries. So when you choose this, in here, you go ahead and enter in the countries you want to sell to. Since we are going to be selling digital products, it won't be difficult to sell to all countries. So let's go ahead and choose sell to all countries, because we don't need to ship any product, so there's no hassle here. Next thing we look at is enable taxes. Enabling taxes will depend upon where you are coming from. So let's just go ahead and enable it so that I will show you how you can set up taxes. Going down, under currency options, this is where you can go ahead and choose the currency you want to sell in. By default, it has selected Ghana cedi for me because I am from Ghana. You can drop down the arrow here and choose whichever currency you want to use. For instance, if you want to use USD, you can just type in US and then you have United States dollar right here. So you click on it to insert it. I'm only doing this to show you how you can change the currency. I'll drop down the arrow, then I'll go ahead and enter in Ghana cedis because I'm from Ghana. Currency position is set to left. You can choose right, left with space, or right with space. So I'll leave it as left. Thousand separator is comma. Decimal separator is full stop or dot. And finally, number of decimals is set to 2. Changing all this will depend upon what you want to get at the end of the day. Let's go ahead and save the changes. Settings is saved. Next, let's go over to products. Here, you need to make sure that on the shop page, shop is selected. Next is add to cart behavior. Here, you can decide to enable this checkbox so that users will be redirected to the cart page immediately after they add a product to the cart. With this particular feature enabled, meaning anytime a user adds a product to the cart, they won't have the opportunity to add another product to the cart because they will be redirected to the cart page. And I don't think you want to enable this because you want your users to be able to navigate through your site smoothly. Next, let's go over to inventory. Under manage stock, we are not going to be managing any stock because we are going to be selling digital products. With digital products, when you add it once, it will be there for life. You don't need to replenish inventory. So let's go ahead and disable this. Then we click on Save Changes. Next, let's go over to tax. The first feature we have is prices entered with tax. And we have two options. The first one is, yes, I will enter prices inclusive of tax. This means that whatever price you are going to set for a particular product, the tax component will be included in that price. And the second option is, no, I will enter prices exclusive of tax. With this particular one, you have to set separate amount for tax or separate percentage for tax, depending upon your store requirements. So let's leave the second one so that I will show you how you can add taxes on your website. So when we come down to additional tax classes, at the moment we have reduced rate and then zero rate. You can leave these defaults so that you go ahead and use standard rates. But let me show you how you can add specific tax to your website. So after clicking at the end here, let's press enter. I am going to use VAT as an example. So I'll just go ahead and type in VAT. Whatever tax you have in your country, you can enter in that here. Going down, we click on Save Changes. Now, as you can see, we have VAT rates as part of the existing rates. So what we need to do is go ahead and click on VAT rates in order to configure it. In here, you see that there's no VAT rate. So what we need to do is go ahead and insert a row. And then under country code, just go ahead and type in your country code. For mine, it is just GH. And you see that Ghana will appear right here. I click on it. The rest of this field, you can just leave them as empty. Next field you want to work on is the rate percentage. So you click in here. I'll just use 10 as an example. And then the tax name will be VAT. We are not going to be shipping any products. So we go ahead and disable shipping right here. Then we click on Save Changes. With this, you'll be able to add VAT component onto the prices of your products. The next step here is shipping, and we are not going to be going there simply because we are not going to be shipping any products. For now, let's skip payments and come back to it later. After payments, we have accounts and privacy. Let's click in there. The first feature we have there is guest checkout. And the first checkbox is enabled, which means we'll be able to allow customers on our website to place orders without an account. So if a user wants a product on our website, they can just come and place the order in order to download their product without having to create an account on the website. So enabling this will depend upon your store requirements. I'll leave it as enabled. The less stumbling blocks, the better. Next is allow customers to log into an existing account during checkout. We want to enable this. Next is account creation. Allow customers to create an account during checkout. This should be enabled. Allow customers to create account on the My Account page. Let's go ahead and enable this as well. However, the last two here and the account creation, you don't want to enable them simply because with the first one, when the user is creating an account, automatically it will generate a username for the user. And what you want is give your users the flexibility to be able to choose their own usernames. And the final one is when creating an account, send a new user a link to set their password. With this one also, you just want to give your users the flexibility to be able to just enter in their custom password without having to go into their email in order to reset a password. So I'll advise you and check these two. Going down, we click on Save Changes. The next section we want to go to is Advanced. We will leave emails towards the ending of the tutorial. So let's click on Advanced. In here, you need to make sure that cart is set as the cart page, checkout is set as the checkout page, and then My Account is set as the My Account page. So if you don't see this, what you need to do is drop down the arrow, then you go ahead and type in the first three letters, and it will be displayed. You just click on it to insert it. So if you happen to make some changes, you scroll down to the end and click on Save Changes. But we have not done any changes, so we leave it as it is. Basically, we are done with some of the settings of WooCommerce. So that's it on how to set up WooCommerce on our website. In this lesson, we are going to look at how to add products onto our website. So to start adding products, all what we need to do is go over to Products, just hover on it, then click on Add New. The first field we have here is product name. This is where we are going to enter the name of our product. So for the first product, I'm going to go ahead and add an ebook. You will find all the resources we are going to be using on our website in the resources section or in the description down below. So I'll go ahead and enter in the title of my ebook. Digital Marketing for Beginners. Next is the product description. This is where we are going to give full description of our product. So we click in here, then we go ahead and enter in our description. In order not to waste your time, let's go ahead and grab some dummy content. So I open a new tab, then let's search for dummy content. Hit enter. Let's go ahead and choose the first one. Noram Isam. This is a website where you can grab a dummy content in order to post on your website. So with this, there wouldn't be any copyright actions against you. So I'll just take this English one, copy it, come back in here, then go ahead and paste it. Maybe I can create some paragraph right here. Perfect. Going down is product data. So in here, you need to make sure it is set to simple product. We have other options, but we are not going to be using them in this tutorial. All the products we'll be adding onto our website are all going to be simple products. However, you need to make sure it is set to virtual, simply because there's no going to be tangible products on our website. And you also need to make sure it is set to downloadable so that users of your website will be able to download whatever product they are going to be purchasing from your website. Now you see that upon enable downloadable, we now have fields for downloadable files. If I go ahead and disable it, those fields will go off. We need them, so let's go ahead and enable it. The next thing you want to do is set the price for your product. And as you can see, we have two various prices, that is regular price and sale price. The regular price is the original price of the product, and the sale price is the discounted price of the product. So the cost of my book is $59.99. Maybe I don't want to give my users some discounts. I'll show you how we can set up sale price when we are creating our next product. So we leave this as empty for now. Next thing we want to do is go over to downloadable files. Then we click on add file. In here, we enter the name of our file. So I'll just go ahead and grab the name of my ebook. I copy it, going down, I enter it in here. Then next is the file URL. So we click on choose file. This is where you can go ahead and upload the file you want your users to be able to download when they purchase this particular product. So we click on choose file. At the moment, my media library is empty. So what we want to do is go over to upload files, click on select files, or you can easily drag and drop. And this is the folder I have all the resources we'll be using on this website. Like I mentioned earlier, you'll find these resources in the description down below or at the resources section of the tutorial. So I'll go ahead and open up products. I have my ebook right here. I'll just select it. That is what I want to sell. Then I click on open. It is uploaded. Next, let's go ahead and click on insert file URL. And the URL is inserted right here. Next is download limit. At the moment, it is set to unlimited. So when you leave it as unlimited, meaning users will have unlimited times to be able to download this ebook. So putting a limit here will depend upon your store requirements. For now, I'll leave it as unlimited. Next is download expiry. After your customers purchase this ebook, in how many days time do you want the product to expire so that they will not be able to download it anymore? This one as well will depend upon your store requirements. So if I go ahead and enter in 10, meaning this particular pages will expire after 10 days. I'll leave it as empty so that the product will never expire. Next is tax status. At the moment, it is set to taxable. You can drop down the arrow. You can decide to choose none. For shipping, we are not dealing with shipping, so we wouldn't go there. So if this product is not taxable, you go ahead and choose none. If it is taxable, you make sure it is set to taxable. And the tax class, you drop down the arrow, then you go ahead and choose your tax class. In our case, let's choose VAT because that is what we set. Going down is product short description. Product short description is the brief information your users will see when they land on the single product page. So what I need us to do is go to the main product description. Then we just go ahead and copy a single paragraph like this. Then we paste it in here just to fill up the space. Now let's scroll up to this section where we have product image. It should be noted that sometimes you see product categories on top, so that product images will be bottom. Whatever way it is arranged, it doesn't really matter. At the end, you get to where you want to go to. So if you want product categories to go on top, what you need to do is just go ahead and click on this arrow right here, and you see that product categories is now on top. Similarly, we want to bring tags, that is product tags, immediately under product categories so that we have product image and then product gallery under them. Like I said, this arrangement doesn't really matter. So the first thing we want to do is set product categories. So we go ahead and click on add new category. Before we set the categories, it should be noted that you are not limited to a specific category depending upon the kind of store you are creating. If you want to sell a single product category, for instance, if you want to sell only ebooks, you may want to list all the areas of books we have in the system. You can set it as fictional books, science books, technology books, or whatever. If you also want to sell maybe only templates, you can have letterheads, planners, business cards, and many more as your categories. However, if you want to sell multi-products, this is where you will now have books as a main category and then template as another main category. For this tutorial, we are going to concentrate on multi-products categories. So the first category we have is ebooks. Then we click on add new category and it will be added right here as well as checked. So here you can decide to add all the categories you want to have on your website. If you don't want to add them here, you can also come over to categories under products right here. Let me right click and open it in a new tab. So here you can go ahead and add all the categories you want. You see that we have books here. It should be noted that this particular category, uncategorized, is a default category from WooCommerce. You cannot delete it. However, if you don't want this to be displayed on your website, you can just go ahead and edit it to suit one of your product categories. So let's quickly go ahead and do that. So let's click on quick edit. Then we take off uncategorized. Maybe we set this as templates. Then the slag, you want to remove it. Then you go ahead and click on update category and the slag will be set for you automatically. Awesome. So if you want to add a new category from here, all what you need to do is click under name right here. An example would be, let's say, music. Then going down, if for instance you want to add music under one of these categories, what you need to do is drop down the arrow under parent category, then you choose any of the existing categories you have. In this case, music is a main category, so we don't add it under any parent category. Going down, we click on add new category, and you see that music will be added right here. Similarly, you go ahead and add whatever number of categories you want to add. Let's assume we want to add subcategories. So we click on the name. Maybe I want to add letter S. And it's going to come under a parent category, templates. Then we go ahead and add new category. And you see that we have letter S in the templates. Awesome. So let's exit out of here. We can, and here as well. It should be noted that we will not be able to see the categories we've just added. If we want to see them, let's go ahead and publish our page first. Then after the page reloads, you see all the categories we've added. So here we are only adding an ebook, so we leave ebook as checked. Going down, you can also go ahead and set product tags. Adding product tags to your products will help in search engine optimization. So I will highly recommend you add product tags to every single product you are adding on your website. So this one, we can call it ebook. After typing, you can just press enter to take effect. What kind of ebook is it? You can say digital marketing. Hit enter. We'll leave these two for now. Going down, the next feature is product image. So we just go ahead and click on set product image. We don't have any images here. We go over to upload files, select files. This is the image I want to use as my product image. I select it, so let's all select it. That is, if you are following along, then we click on open and the upload will start right here. In here is very crucial. If you want your website to rank better on search engines, you need to make sure that you enter the title of your product right here. That is under alternative text. So I'll enter digital products for beginners. Sorry, digital marketing for beginners. I'll just copy it and I paste it under title as well. So with this, people can easily search on Google to find your ebook. From here, we click on set product image and it will show right here. Going down is product gallery. If you have more images for your ebook, you can go ahead and upload them right here. In my case, I only have one image for my ebook. Going up, we go ahead and update the page. Now we are done creating our first product. We can go ahead and take a look by right-clicking here, open link in a new tab. You can also do that from here. Let's go there. Perfect. So this is the title of our book, the price, the short description. Going down, right here is the long description. And we have our product image right here, which is very big at the moment. Don't worry, we'll make it look nice later on in the course. We also have our quantity field here, which we don't really need, and then the add to cart button. Next is add to wish list button. So users can come here and add this particular product to their wish list by clicking on this button right here. We also have our category, which is ebooks, and then the tags we specified, digital marketing and then ebook. Now you see that in here, users will be able to set the number of quantity they want, but for a book, users don't really need to increase the number of quantity. If they do, meaning the price will also increase for them, and we don't want that. For digital product, they only need to buy it once and they will be able to download it whatever number of times you've set for them. So let's go back and edit the product. Scrolling down, what we need to do is click on inventory. Then we make sure that sold individually is enabled right here, so that we'll limit the purchases to only one item per order. The first two fields here, we don't really need them. The first one is stock keeping unit. In digital products, we don't really manage inventory, so we don't need that. So upon checking this, we go up and update the page. It is updated. Now if we go back to the product page and refresh, you see that the quantity field is gone. Awesome. So that's it on how to add our first product onto our website. In this lesson, we are going to look at how to add a bundled product onto our store. Now, what is a bundled product? A bundled product is simply a product that users can buy in order to be able to download more than one particular product. So in this case, users will be able to download 1, 2, 3, or whatever number of products we want to set for that particular bundled product. First of all, we can exit out of here, and in the back end, we go over to products, then we click on add new. The title of my product will be corporate letterhead. A description. I'll leave this empty for now since we have already seen how we can add our product description. Next, we go over to product data, then we choose virtual and downloadable. The regular price, we go ahead and enter. Maybe I'll say $9.99. Here we want to make good use of the sale price. So instead of $9.99, I'll just make it $400. So this is the price we use to sell the product, and now this is the new price. You can also decide to schedule it by clicking here. You can go ahead and choose a sale price date by clicking here. If we choose, for instance, 21st, that is 21st August 2022, this particular price right here will be live on our website on this date we have just set here. From 21st August 2022, to which date do you want to stop using these 400 Ghana cedis? So in here, we click, then we go ahead and choose whichever date you want. You can just take it as far as 2023. You can also decide to use it for a week, whichever way you want, depending upon your store requirements. Or you can just go ahead and cancel it so that the sale price will be there. Anytime you want to take it off, you can come in here and take it off. Next is downloadable files. In here, we add a new file like we did for the first product. So what we want to do is copy the name of our product title. Then we paste it in here. Then we go ahead and choose the file. I go over to upload files, select files. Let's assume this is my letterhead file. I just select it. With letterhead as a template, it should be a file which your users can go ahead and edit after downloading it. So I'm just adding this as an example. After selecting it, we click on open. It is uploaded. We go ahead and click on insert file, and you see the link right here. So this is the step we've gotten to when we're creating our first digital product. Now we are trying to create a bundled product, which means users will be able to download more than one product after purchasing this particular product. So what we need to do is go ahead and click on add file. Then we enter the name of the second file. It can just be the same, or maybe this one can be 1 and this one can be 2. Then we go ahead and choose the second file. So we go over to upload files, select files. This time around, I'm choosing this, then I click on open. It is uploaded, then we go ahead and click on insert file URL. And the second one is added. You can go ahead and add as many files as you want. So if users go ahead and buy this product, they will have access to these two files we've just added. Awesome. We've already seen download limit and then download expiry, as well as tax. So I just go ahead and drop down the arrow here and choose VAT. You can also go ahead and enter in your product short description. Going up is a template, and then it's also a letterhead. So I select these two. Going down, and the tax, let's specify some tax. So we can just call it letterhead. So if people search letterhead on our website, they will be able to find this product. You can also say it's a template. Why not? Perfect. Let's set a product image by clicking here. We go over to upload files, select files. So this is the product image I want to use. Just select it. One thing you should notice about my product images is that they all have the same sizes. If I hover on this one, you see that the size is 500 by 600 pixels. If I go to the ebook cover here, it's also 500 by 600 pixels. This is what you need to take care of when you are uploading your product images, so that some images will not be short and others being taller. So this is selected, I click on open. It is uploaded, so I'll just click on set product image. It is set right here. And since we are adding a bundle product, meaning they may all come with their separate product images, of which we want our users to be able to see. So let's go ahead and add some gallery right here. We click on add product gallery images. Then we go over to upload files, select files. Here we can select as many files as we want. To be able to select more files, hold down Ctrl key on the keyboard or Command key if you are using Mac. Then click on the first one, second one, third one, then click on open. All the 3 images will be added. Perfect, they are all added. Then we click on add to gallery. Awesome. You can rearrange them from here if you want. Going up, we click on publish. It is published. Let's take a look. I right click, open link in a new tab. Perfect. Okay, in here I forgot to disable the quantity, so let's just go ahead and fix it. Going down, inventory, we enable this and then update. Let's refresh to take a look. Perfect. Now if we scroll down, you'll be able to see the rest of the product images down here. Users can also use these arrows here to be able to scroll to the other images. And as you can see here, our sale price is here, 400 Ghana cedis, and then our regular price is also here, which is crossed out. So users will be able to determine that this used to be the price of the item and now it is this. Also on the product image, you see the sale badge right here. So far we've added 2 products, and what I need you to do is go ahead and add more products onto your shop, and I would suggest you add at least 6 products to the existing 2 products. Because if we are going to design the homepage of our website, we will need some reasonable number of products in order to make our homepage look complete. So by the time we meet for our next lesson, I would expect you to have all the products we need in order to build on, because that is what I'm also going to do. In this lesson, we are going to look at how to choose a design system. A design system basically has to do with the colors and fonts we'll be using on our website. So this is where we go ahead and choose our colors as well as the fonts we want to use on our website. But before we dive into it, let me show you how the shop page of my website looks like after adding my products. As you can see in here, I have 8 products in total, and I'm hoping that you also have the same or more. So to be able to view the shop page, just hover on the name of your website right here. Then you click on Visit Store. This will bring you to the shop page of your website. So all my 8 products are being displayed here. And as you can see, I've set 3 of my products as sale products. Now it's time to choose our colors as well as the fonts we want to use on our website. At the moment, you see that the colors of my website is black as well as blue. The buttons are blue and the text is black. However, when you hover on the text, it turns blue. If we go over to the menu right here, you see that the hover color is blue. So after choosing our design system, you will notice at the end of the day that the colors and fonts will change depending upon whichever colors and fonts you are going to use on your website. To be able to achieve this, we are going to use the theme customizer. To do that, we click on Customize right here. Inside the theme customizer, we go over to General Options. Under that, we have Colors. We click on it, and it will open up the color palette for us. At the moment, this is the color palette we are using, that is color palette 1. Under global colors is that we have base text, links, text selection, as well as borders. So every single feature we have here will come with its own colors, and the colors are being pulled from the global colors right here. To change the colors, we can just go ahead and drop down the arrow right here and see that we have various color palettes. Let's go ahead and choose palette 1, and you see that, look at our sale badge, that's turned to green. Going down, the hover color on the links has changed to green, as well as the button and then the wish list button. If we go over to the menu, you see that the hover color has changed to green. Perfect. So you can choose any of these color palettes right here, depending upon the particular colors you want to have on your website. But for this tutorial, I'm going to show you how you can set your own color palette. To do that, let's take it back to the color palette one, and we are going to do our customizations from here. So let's start from color one. To change the color, you just click on it, then you can choose whatever color you want from here. You see that already it's coming pretty well, so you can just go ahead and set whatever color you want. Now, if you are going to find it difficult to get the color you want, you need to find the hex code of the color you want to use. That is the color code that will give you the perfect color you are actually looking for. So to be able to get the color you want, all what you need to do is just go around the colors and you'll be able to find a suitable color you want to use for your website. Or if you already have the hex code, that is the color code right here of the particular color you want to use, you can simply go ahead and enter it right here. I already have the colors I want to use, so I'll just open up my notepad. The first color I have here is orange. I'll just grab it. Then I come in here and paste it. So this is the color I want to use. I'll go back to my notepad. Then I go ahead and grab this one, which I call orange light. Then next I click on the color 2. Then I go ahead and paste in the color. Now if I hover on my links, you see the color has changed to the color I just entered. Awesome. Meanwhile, that's not what I want to use as my hover color. I just want to show you how it will come up. If we scroll over to the menu, you see the new hover color. The next color, that is color 3, I want to use black. That is completely black. And as you can see already, the color of my text has changed, if you can notice that. The next one is color 4. And I want to use maybe a gray color like this. It's not going to be completely black. So you can get 2C, 2C, 2C. And that is what I'm going to use for my text color. Now the next color is color 5. And then the one following is color 6. Meanwhile, the color 6 here, I need it to be at color 5. So what I do is click on color 6. Then I go ahead and grab the code from here. Then I click back on color 5. And I paste in the color right there. And then the rest of the 3 colors, I'm going to set them as white. So I click on color 6. And I make it white. Color 7 is already white. No, it's not white completely. So we can just grab it and drag it. And you see the code to be FFF. Finally, we do the same thing to the last one. It's already white. So these are the colors I want to use on my website. Perfect. So if you want to follow along, you can also go ahead and enter the same colors. Now let's come down to global colors to be able to set the colors from here. So the text color, I'm going to use color 4. The links color, I'll choose the initial color to be black. And then the hover, I'll go ahead and choose color 1. That is my orange color. Perfect. I exit from here. Text selection color is set to white. And then the background is set to orange. Now if I highlight some text here, you see that the background color is orange and the text will change to white. Now I think this is cool. Borders, we want to leave it as this color right here, that is color 5. Next set of colors is headings colors. And I want to set all my headings color to be black. That is from H1 to H6. So I'll just click in here. Then I'll go ahead and choose color 3. So the colors to all the H tags here are black. And finally, background color, I'll set it to white. Now choose color 6. Awesome. Alright, now we are done with setting our colors. Next, let's look at the fonts we want to use on our website. So we go back. Then we go ahead and click on typography. And the first font is our base font. So let's go ahead and click on system defaults and it will open up all the fonts for us. We cannot actually scroll through them, so all what we need to do is click on System Default, and we'll be able to search for the font we want to use. For this tutorial, I'm going to use Nunito. I have Nunito right here. Take note, you see Nunito and then Nunito Sans. I'm going to use Nunito, and you see that my text has changed. You can also go ahead and change the weight of the text if you want from here. If I choose semi-bold 600, you see that's changed. Let's take a look at any of the italicized fonts. Perfect. All right. For this tutorial, let's keep it at regular, and I think regular is cool. You can also go ahead and change the size. At the moment, it is set to 16 pixels, and I think 16 pixels is okay, but it will depend upon what you want. I'll enter 20 to see how it will come up. You see that. Let's see 12. 12 will be looking small, so I think 16 is cool. So I'll use 16 for this tutorial. You also have the option to use line height, line spacing, as well as change the case of your text. If you want to use uppercase, you just go ahead and click on the AA icon right here, and your text will change to capital letters throughout. And I don't think we want this, so we just click back on it to deactivate it. Let's exit out of here. So upon changing the base font, you don't need to change the rest of the heading tags. That is if you want the same font to be applicable to all of them. However, if you want to use different fonts, all what you need to do is click on Default Family. Then you can go ahead and search for the particular font you want to use for any of your 8 tags. For now, I'll leave everything as Nunito. Then let's go ahead and click on Publish to save our changes. Let's exit out of here. Now we have our new text as well as our new colors. Awesome. So that's it on how to choose a design system for our website. In this lesson, we are going to look at how to create a home page for our website. Now if I click on the name of my website right here, which by default will take me to the home page of my website, at the moment this is how our home page looks like. And it is not a page we can actually go ahead and edit in order to make our home page beautiful. So what we are going to do is go ahead and create a page that we can call home so that we'll be able to edit it. To create a page, you can go over to new right here, then you click on page, or you can go to the back end of your website by clicking on the name of your website right here. Then go over to pages, click on add new. Let's exit out of here, and you see that in an attempt to create a page, we don't see the sidebar menu anymore. I always prefer to have it here whilst I'm creating my pages. So to be able to see it, we go over to options. That is the 3 dots right here. Then we click on full screen mode and it will appear right there. Let's go ahead and give our page a title. So we just call it home. Then we click on publish. Publish again. The page is published. Now let's take a look at it. Just hover on view page, right click, open link in a new tab. Let's go there. So we have just created our home page. However, if you look at the URL of our website, you see our domain name /home. Seeing /home here means this page right here, which we've just created and call it home, is not our default home yet. For us to be able to see it as our default home page, we don't need to see the /home right here. And as you can see, it's now part of our menu right here, which we'll be fixing later on in this tutorial. So the next thing we are going to do is go ahead and assign this page as our default home page. So to achieve this, we go to the back end of our website, then we go over to settings, click on reading. Under your home page displays, you see that your latest post is selected, and that is the reason why we don't get to see this page as our home page. So going back, we need to choose a static page. So we go ahead and enable this. Then under home page, we drop down the arrow, and these are all the pages we have on our website at the moment. And what we need to do is go ahead and click on Home. Then we click on Save Changes. The settings is saved. We now have this page, that is the home page we just created, as our default home page. So if we go to the front end of our website, you see that we still have the /home. Now let's go ahead and refresh the page. After it finished loading, you see that the /home will go off. So now this home page we have created is now our default home page. So anytime you try to click on any link, that will take you to the home page of your website. It will take you right here. So for instance, if I click on the name of my website, it will take me to this page. If I click on any page, maybe shop, then I go ahead and click on the name of my website right here, it will take me to the home page. So from here, you see that we now have edit page, which means we can actually go ahead and edit this page in order to customize it the way we want. So that's it on how to create a default home page for our website. In this lesson, we are going to look at how to design the home page of our e-commerce website. To do that, you need to make sure you are on the home page of your website. At the moment, I am on the home page. So if you are on the home page, you see edit page right here. Let's go ahead and click on it. Under template, we drop down the arrow. Then we choose our default template, and we are going to go ahead and use Elementor Full Width. With Elementor Full Width selected, we'll be able to design our page in a full width mode. So after choosing Elementor Full Width, we click on Update. The page is updated. Then we go ahead and click on Edit with Elementor. And this will open in the Elementor editor. Now we are inside the Elementor editor, and you realize that we have this dialog box that is Navigator. All what we were doing on this page will be displayed right here, so we can use it to navigate to whichever section we want to move to. Now if I click here to exit it and I need it back, I can easily go over to Navigator right here, click on it, and it will pop up again. So leaving it here will depend upon how you want to swiftly navigate to other sections of your page. So let's go ahead and start designing our page. The first thing we want to do is create a hero section for our home page. To do that, we click on the plus icon right here, that is Add New Section. And in here, you have different forms of sections you can go ahead and choose. It should be noted that choosing any of these structures will depend upon what you want. For this tutorial, I'm just going to go ahead and use the first one, that is single column structure, and it is added right here. Now if we go over to the navigator, you see that we have a section right here. If I go ahead and toggle on the arrow, inside the section you see that we have a column, and that is the gray icon right here with the dotted lines, that is the column. You can also go ahead and toggle on the column, and you see that at the moment the column is empty. So this is how the navigator will help you see all the structures you have on your page. After inserting the section, at the left side pane, you see that we have edit section where we have layout, style, and advanced. These are the features you can use in order to change the look and feel of your section. So the next thing I want us to do is go over to height, and we are going to go ahead and change the height to minimum height. Upon choosing minimum height, it will give you a default of 400 pixels. We want to change it from 400 to 600. Next thing we are going to do is go ahead and add a background image to our section. To do that, we go over to Style. Under Background, we have background type where you see classic, gradient, video, and slideshow. So you can choose any of these as your background. For now, let's go ahead and use classic. And in here, you have the opportunity to use a color as your background. Let me show you how. I'll just click on the color right here, and I can choose whatever color I want as my background. Maybe if I need purple, like this. However, for this tutorial, I'm not going to use a solid color as my background, so I go ahead and clear the color from here, and I'm going to go ahead and use an image. So from here, we click on Choose Image, and it will take us to our media library. Next thing we want to do is go over to Upload Files, select Files. Take note, inside the Resources folder I will be giving you, let's go over to Digital Downloads, and this is the image we are going to use, Hero. Just select it, then click on Open. it should be noted that you are free to use your own images. The image is inserted. I click on Insert Media and it will appear right here. Perfect. You also have the options to change the position to maybe center, top center. You can choose any of these positions you want. For this, I'm going to go ahead and use center. You can also choose an attachment by dropping down the arrow here, then click on fixed. So with fixed, as you are scrolling, the image will be static. Awesome. For now, I'll keep it as default so that when I'm scrolling, the image will scroll along. If you are using an image which is smaller in size, you may want to set it as no repeat so that the image wouldn't be repeated at some points. My image is okay, so I leave it as default. And the size, I'll drop down the arrow and I'll go ahead and choose cover. We have other features here, especially background overlay. We'll come back to it later after we add some text onto our hero section. So now we have our background in place. Next, let's go over to widgets by clicking on the 9 dots icon right here. The first thing we are going to do is go ahead and grab the heading widget. So we click on it and we drag it inside our column like this. And you see that by default, it is using the font as well as the color we set when we're choosing our design system. So all the colors will be seen on our page. They are being pulled by the theme customizer, and that is what we want. It should be noted that you also have the power to be able to change the text color inside Elementor. So you don't need to stick to whatever colors we selected when we're choosing our design system. Now let's take a look at our navigator. You see that we have section, column, as well as heading. So whatever widget you add in here, it will show accordingly. For now, let me go ahead and exit it so that we see all what we are doing right here. So next thing we want to do is go ahead and edit our text. We can actually go ahead and do it from here or from here, whichever way they will all take us to the same place. I'll enter in my text. The best marketplace for digital downloads. Next thing we want to do is come over to HTML tag and we are going to change it from H2 to H1. With H1 selected, chances of these particular keywords appear on search engines is high. Next thing we want to do is go ahead and change the alignment to center. Next, let's change the color of our text by going to style. And the text color, you can actually go ahead and click on the color icon right here. Then you choose whatever color you want from here. However, what I want us to do is go over to default right here, click on it, and you see that we have all the colors we set when we're choosing our design systems. So if we choose any color right here, anytime we change the color inside our theme customizer, the color will affect whatever we have on our page. And this is kind of cool. So this particular feature will come in handy when you create a website for a client. At the end of the day, they need you to change a different color. You don't have to go to every single page you'll be creating on your website in order to change the colors. You can easily go to the theme customizer and change the colors at once, and they will run through the entire website. For this text, we are going to choose color 6, which we set to be white. And you see that our text is no more showing clearly as a result of the color of the background. Don't worry, we'll fix it in a moment. Next thing we want to do is go over to typography, and we are going to go ahead and increase the size. I'll take it to 80. Take note, whatever size you are going to choose here will depend upon how lengthy your text is. I actually want my text to be in 2 lines. So if you are using different text from mine, you need to take notice of the size you'll be using so that you'll be able to get 2 lines. However, having whatever number of lines will depend upon what you want. You can also go ahead and change the weight. At the moment, it is set to default. Maybe if I need it 300, it will be lighter like this. I can make it like 600. For now, let's keep it as 900. Awesome. So we are done with our heading text. Next, let's go over to widgets again, and we are going to go ahead and grab the text editor. So we just click on it and drop it under the heading widget. And then from here, we go ahead and enter in our text. So I'll take this off and I'll type in my text pretty quick. Alright, I've entered my text. Next, let's go over to style. and we are going to go ahead and center it. The text color, we click on the globe icon right here and we are going to choose color 6. And the typography, we go ahead and increase the size, maybe 30. And looking at our text, the width is too wide. So what we are going to do is go over to advanced. Then under padding, we click on the link icon right here. Otherwise, if we don't click on it and enter whatever value in here, for instance, 100, you see that we have padding across all sides and we don't want that. So let's take off the 100. Then we go ahead and unlink the values. Now right, let's enter 200 and then left 200 as well. Perfect. Now we are done with the text editor. Let's go back to widgets again, and this time around we are going to go ahead and grab the button widget and we drop it under the text editor. The first thing we do is change the button text from here. At the moment it is click here. I will make it shop now. I'll tap it in capital letters. And we are going to link this button to the shop page of our website. So if we come over to link, remove the hashtag, then we type in shop, it will give us a perfect match. Then we just go ahead and click on it to insert the link. So if users click on this button, it will take them to the shop page of our website. So this is a call to action that will instruct our users to be able to click on this link in order to go to the shop page of our e-commerce store. The next thing we want to do is go ahead and align it to the center, and the size we change it from small to medium. Next, let's go over to style. If you want to change the size, you can do it under typography like we did for the heading and the text editor. So let me show you. Just grab the size like this and you'll be able to increase or decrease it. We don't actually want to increase or decrease, so we just remove whatever value we have in here. We exit from here. The next thing we are going to do is go ahead and change the text color, even though it is already white, but we just want to be sure. So we click on the globe icon right here, then we choose color 6. The background type, we leave it as classic. Then the color, we click on the globe icon and we are going to go ahead and use our orange color. Now if we hover on it, nothing happens. So in order to change the hover color, we go over to hover right here. The text color will be white as well for hover. And the background color, we go ahead and choose color 4. Perfect. Now you see that our text is not standing out. So what we are going to do is go ahead and select the entire section by clicking on the 6 dot right here. If you point on it, you see that we have edit section. Just go ahead and click on it and you see edit section right here. Now remember I mentioned background overlay. So this is where we can come in order to add some color to the background so that our text will stand out. So we click on background overlay. Then the background type, we choose classic. We go ahead and click on the globe icon. Then we choose color 3. If it is too dark, you can decrease the opacity or increase it from here. For this, I'll leave it as 0.5 and that is the default. Now let's take a look at it. Perfect. So now the hero section of our home page is done. Let's go ahead and update the page. So that's it on how to create a hero section for the home page of our website. In this lesson, we are going to look at how to create a category section for our home page. To do that, we go ahead and add a new section, and we are going to go ahead and use a single column section. It is added. Next, we go over to widgets, and we are going to go ahead and grab the heading widget right here. We change the text, browse categories. Next thing we want to do is align it to the center. Next, we go over to widgets again, then we grab the text editor under the heading widgets. From here, we go ahead and enter in our text. Next thing we do is go over to style, then we go ahead and align it to the center. Next, we go ahead and add our actual categories, and we want it to be in 4 columns. So to be able to achieve that, we need to use the inner section. So we go over to widgets, And we are going to go ahead and grab the inner section and drop it under the text editor. By default, you get 2 columns. However, we need 4 columns. So what we are going to do is go ahead and duplicate any of these columns in order to get 4 columns. So just hover on the icon right here. You see edit column. Right click on it. Then click on duplicate. You see that we are now having 3 columns. Let's repeat the same thing in order to have 4 columns. Awesome. The next thing we are going to do is go over to widgets again. Then we search for icon box. We have icon box right here. Just click on it and drag it into the first column. And the title and description, we go ahead and change the title. So I type in templates. The description, I take it off and I go ahead and enter in 150 plus templates. Next, let's go ahead and change the icon maybe to something similar to templates. So let's click on the icon and we can search by name from here. Let me search for paper and see what we can get. Maybe paper won't do. I'll search for file. Let's go ahead and use this as our template icon. We select it, then we click on insert. Next thing we are going to do is go ahead and apply a background color to our icon box. To do that, we click on advanced, then we go over to background, and the background type we choose classic. Then we are going to go ahead and choose one of our global colors, and we choose color 1. Next, we go over to border, and we are going to give it a border radius of 10 in here. The next thing we want to do is go over to layout in order to add some padding. First of all, we unlink the values. Then top, we make it 45. Right will be 25. Bottom 45. And then left 25. Perfect. The next thing we are going to do is go ahead and change the colors to the icon as well as the text. To do that, we go over to style. And the icon, the primary color, we go ahead and choose white and we choose color 6. We don't need hover color, so we leave it as it is. You can change the spacing of the icon from the text. You see that, but we'll leave it as the default, which is 15. And then the size, you can increase it like this. But we don't want to tamper with the size, so we just take off the value from here. Next, let's go over to content. And the title, we change the color to white. Next, we go over to description and change the color to white as well. Perfect. So now designing this column is done. What we are going to do is just go ahead and right click on it, copy, then we go ahead and paste it in the rest of the columns. And this will make our work very easy. The next thing we do is go ahead and change individual columns with their respective icons and text. So we click on the second one, just click anywhere inside, or you click on the pencil icon, it's the same. The title, we change it to ebooks. And maybe we have 26 ebooks. I take off the plus. Let's change the icon. Maybe we can search for a book to see if we'll get a match. I think this will do. We select it, then we click on insert. Similarly, we go ahead and change the rest of the 2 columns. I'll do this pretty quick and get back to you. Alright, I've changed them. The next thing we want to do is go ahead and add some space at top and at bottom. To do that, we click on the 6 dots icon right here, that is edit section. Then we go over to advanced and link the values and the padding. Top, let's give it a padding of 80 and bottom 80 as well. Next, we go over to style and we are going to go ahead and give it a background color. So I choose classic, and the color, we go ahead and choose color 2. Awesome. What we can also do is go ahead and link every single column to its respective category. To do that, I go to the back end of my website, then I go over to products, click on categories. The first category we have is template. Just go ahead and hover on it. Then you see view right here. Right click on it. then click on copy link. Going back, we select the first column, just click on it, then under link, we go ahead and paste it in there. So now if we hover on this, you see that it's now turned into a link. Let's go over to the second one, click on it, then go back to the back end, and that is ebooks. Upon hovering on ebooks, you see view right here, right click on it, copy link, come back in here, then go ahead and paste it in here. Going back, we grab software, right click on view, copy, come back in here, click on software, the link, we paste it in there, and finally we have music, right click on view and the music, copy link, come back here, click on it, then we go ahead and paste in the link. I've not actually changed the icon for music. Let's quickly do that. Let's search for maybe music and see what we will get. Perfect. Insert. Now the design of our category section is done. We go ahead and update. So that's it on how to create category section for the homepage of our website. In this lesson, we are going to look at how to create best-selling product section for the homepage of our website. By adding the best-selling product section onto the homepage of our website, it will give our clients first impression what our best-selling products are the moment they land onto the homepage of our website. To achieve that, we are going to add a new section. We can actually go ahead and add a new section and build it from scratch. However, if we want to work faster, what we are going to do is go ahead and duplicate the whole of this section. And the reason is that the next section we are going to create will come with a header as well as a subheading. So all what we need to do is take off this and enter in whatever we want to enter there. So to work faster, we just hover on edit section right here, right click, click on duplicate, and a new section will be added for us. Before we go ahead, first of all, let's take off the background. The section is selected. Then we go over to style. Under color, we just click on the color right here. Then we click on clear so that we have our normal white background. Next thing we want to do is exit out of here. Then we go ahead and change our title. By clicking on it, we can change it from here. Then we enter in best-selling products. We can also go ahead and change the subtitle. Next thing we want to do is go over to widgets. Then we are going to search for shortcode. I have shortcode right here. Just click on it and drag it under the text widget. The next thing we want to do is go ahead and enter in our shortcode right here, which we don't have yet. To get it, we go over to Google. Then we search for WooCommerce shortcodes. I have it right here. I click on it. I'll just go ahead and click on the first link. Upon landing on this page, we scroll down to product scenarios, examples of product scenarios, and we are going to look for best-selling products. So the first one is random sale items. We don't need that. Featured products. All right, we have best-selling product right here. So what we do is just go ahead and grab this shortcode. Then we go back to our Elementor editor. Then we go ahead and paste it in here. And it will pull in some of our best-selling products. At the moment, it is giving us 3 products as well as 3 columns. To change that, we come over to the shortcode right here. You see that product limit is set to 3. We want to make it 4, like this. After making it 4, when we scroll down, you see that the 4th one is in the second line. So what we do is we change the column to 4 as well. Perfect. So all the features we are seeing here, they are being controlled by the theme customizer. So everything is set and we don't need to worry about space at top and at bottom because it was already created from this section. So we go ahead and update our page. Let's take a look. So far, so good. Perfect. So that's it on how to create best-selling product section for the homepage of our website. In this lesson, we are going to look at how to create recently added products section for the home page of our website. This section we are going to create will be the most easiest section to create on the home page of our website. And the reason is that we are just going to duplicate the best selling products section, just as we duplicated the browse category section for the best selling product section. So to achieve this, we just right click on edit section right here. Then we go ahead and click on duplicate. Going down, we have our duplicated section right there. The title, we just go ahead and enter recently added products. And then the subtitle, we click on it. Then we say browse from our latest products. So we just change best selling to latest. Next, we go ahead and click on the pencil icon right here. That is for the short code. What we do is take off what we have here. Then we go over to WooCommerce shortcodes. Then we go ahead and search for newest products. So what we need to do is just grab the code from here. Then we go back to our page editor. Right click in here, click on paste. And this will pull in the most recently added products. Awesome. Already by default, this shortcode has given us the product limits to be 4 and the number of columns to be 4. For number of columns, we leave it as it is. However, product limits this time around, instead of 4, we are going to go ahead and make it 8. So we click after the 4, take it off, and enter in 8. So that we'll be able to display 8 products for this particular section. Let's update the page. We can take a look by clicking on preview changes. Perfect. We are done with the recently added product section. So that's it on how to add the recent product section on the home page of our website. In this lesson, we are going to look at how to add brand section on the home page of our website. Having a business brand section on the home page of your website will give you some credibility when other people visit your website. So if you happen to have some deals with some notable brands, you can go ahead and list them up on the home page of your website so that visitors who come to your website and they know the various brands, that is when they can really establish that you have actually gained some credibility in the industry in which you are operating in. So this particular section is going to be a simple section. However, this is not a mandatory section. You can decide to have it on the homepage of your website, or you can decide to do away with it. The choice is yours. But for this tutorial, I'm going to show you how you can go ahead and achieve that. Now let's get started. To add the brand section, we just go ahead and add a new section. Then we go ahead and add a single column section. And I'm going to go ahead and give it a padding at top and at bottom. To do that, we go over to advanced and link the values first of all. Then top, we enter 80. And then bottom, we enter 80 as well. Now that we have our section in place, next we go over to widgets and we are going to go ahead and drag in the inner section. By default, we'll get 2 columns. What we need to do is go ahead and duplicate it in order to get the number of columns we need. So I'll just right click in here, duplicate, right click, duplicate. At the moment we have 4 and I want to have 5, so I duplicate for the last time. Next thing we want to do is go over to widgets again. Then we are going to go ahead and drag in the image widget like this. Then we choose our image, upload files, select files. I have my brand logos here. I'll just select all of them. Then I click on open to insert them at once. They are all uploaded. I just use the first one. Then I click on insert media. It is too big. We don't want it this big. So what we are going to do under image size, we drop down the arrow. Then we can choose this option to see how it will come up. Oops, this one is too big. Let's choose WooCommerce gallery thumbnail. I think this is cool. So in order not to change the size after adding every single image, what we can do is copy this. Then we go ahead and paste it in here for the rest of the columns. And what we need to do is just go ahead and switch the images. So I click on the first one, click on choose image. I choose this one. Next, I select this, click on choose image. I choose the third one, insert media. I'll go ahead and change the rest of the two and get back to you. Alright, I've switched all the images. The next thing I want to do is go ahead and add a background color to the entire section. To do that, I click on edit section right here, and I go over to style. Under style, I choose classic. Then I go ahead and choose the default colors. Now choose default color 2. Perfect. Let's take a look. Awesome. Creating of this section is done. Let's go ahead and update. So that's it on how to create a brand section for the homepage of our website. Now let's look at how we can make our website mobile and tablet responsive. At the moment, the homepage of our website is in a desktop mode. So for our website visitors to be able to use it on other devices, we need to make sure our website is responsive enough for our clients to be able to view it on tablet and mobile. To achieve that, we go over to responsive mode right here. Then we go ahead and click on it, and it will show us the responsive bar right here on top. At the moment, you see that it is set to desktop. Now let's take it to tablet, and this is how it will look like on tablet devices. Now let's start from top. The first thing we want to consider doing is reducing the size of the heading text right here. To achieve that, we just go ahead and click inside it, and it will open up the edit heading pane. Next, we go over to style. Under typography, we click on the pencil icon, and in here is where we are going to reduce the size of the text. It should be noted that whatever customizations we are going to be doing here will only affect tablet devices. So we can just increase the size by dragging. Maybe I make it 55. Now you see how the size is. Let's confirm if it's actually affecting tablet or desktop as well. So I click on desktop right here, and you see that the size has gone back to normal. So going back to tablet. Now let's fix this text right here. We are seeing this as a result of adding the padding to left and right side of the widget. So to fix this, we just click inside, then we go over to advanced. You see that we added a padding of 200 at right and at left. That's why we are seeing this widget to be like this. So let's go ahead and fix it up. The moment we unlink the values, you see that it will be normal. However, if you want to create space here and here, you can go ahead and do that by adding padding to right as well as left. The choice is yours, but let me just show you how you can do that, just as we did on the desktop mode when we're creating a hero section. So right, I give it a padding of 50, and then left 50 as well. Perfect. The button is okay, so we leave it as it is. We don't do anything there. So now we are finished with the hero section in terms of tablet responsiveness. Going down, you see that the columns of our categories are not in good shape. Let's go ahead and fix it. So what we are going to do is make sure we get 2 columns on top and 2 columns at bottom. To achieve that, we just go ahead and click on edit column right here, and it will give us the edit column pane, and the column width we change it to 50. And take note, it is affecting only tablet. That's why we see the tablet icon right here. So we do the same thing to the second column by selecting it. Then we enter 50 in here. Similarly, we do the same thing here. 50, edit column. Then we enter in 50 here. Awesome. So now we are done fixing our columns. Next, let's go down to best selling products. Now I don't think we need to do anything here. It's cool. Followed by recently added products is also cool. And finally is the brand section, which is also looking good. So basically we are done with the tablet responsiveness. Next, let's see mobile responsiveness. And starting from top, you see that our text is not in good shape. Let's reduce the size from here by selecting it. Then we go over to style. Under typography, we click on the pencil icon. Then we reduce the size from here. I think 39 is looking good. Next, let's go ahead and fix this text here. So we click on it. Then we go over to style. We are going to go ahead and reduce the size and the typography. And I will make it 22. Let's take off the padding at left and right. So we go over to advanced. Just go ahead and unlink the values and everything will be fixed. Awesome. Going down, the category section is cool. We don't do anything here. This section too is looking good. That is best selling products. And then recently added products. And finally, the brand section. For mobile devices, I don't want to display the brand section. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and click on edit section. Then I go over to advanced. Here, you don't need to follow me. That is if you want to display the brand section for mobile devices. So under advanced, I come over to responsive. Under visibility, I hide on mobile. So whoever is visiting my website using mobile device will not be able to see this section. We can take a look by hiding the panel, and you see that the section is not there. Perfect. Let's go ahead and update the page. So that's it on making the homepage of our website mobile and tablet responsive. Now that we are done creating and designing the homepage of our website, let's see how we can create the other boring pages of our website. By boring pages, I'm referring to pages like the About Us page, Contact page, and other legal pages like Privacy Policy, Terms and Conditions, and then Refunds Policy pages. So first of all, I exit out of here, and we are going to start by creating the About page. So to create our page, we make sure we go to the back end of our website. Then we go over to Pages, just hover on it, then click on Add New. Under Add Title, let's enter About. Or you can say About Us, whichever way you want. Next, under Template, we drop down the arrow. Under Default, then we choose Elementor Full Width. Then we go ahead and publish it. The page is published. Now here, there are two ways you can actually go ahead and add in your content. You can just go ahead and enter in your text here, or you can decide to edit your page with Elementor. Whichever way, you can still get your message carried out to your customers. The choice is yours, but in this tutorial, we are going to go ahead and use Elementor to designing our pages. So before we click on Edit with Elementor right here, I want to open my dashboard in a new tab. I bring it here so that I don't lose the dashboard. The reason is that if we click on Edit with Elementor right here, it will take us away from the dashboard, and I still want the dashboard to be open. So coming back here, we click on Edit with Elementor. Inside the Elementor page editor, the first thing we do is go ahead and add in a section. So we click on Add New Section, and we are going to go ahead and use a single column structure. It is added. Next, we go over to Edit Section pane, and the layout, we are going to go ahead and give it a minimum height, and the default minimum height is 400 pixels. Let's change it to 300. Perfect. Next, we go over to Style, and the background type, we are going to go ahead and choose Classic, and we give it a background of our first color, that is color 1. Next, let's go ahead and add in a heading. So we go over to Widgets and drag in the heading widget. We change the text to About Us, and let's go ahead and center it. Next, we go over to Style, and the text color, we click on the globe icon, then we choose one of our global colors, and let's choose color 6, that is white. And now our first section is done. The next section we are going to add is just a simple text widget so that it will contain the information about our e-commerce website. Now I'll show you another way you can add in widget without adding a section. To do that, let's just go over to Widgets. Then we just go ahead and drag the particular widget we want and drop it right here. In this case, we want to add a text editor, so we just click on it and drag it in here. So when that is done, by default, a section will be added for you and you can edit it from here. But before we do that, let's go ahead and enter in some text about our business. I'll just enter some dummy content in order not to bore you. Alright, I've entered some dummy content. The next thing we want to do is add some spacing at top and at bottom. Now if we hide the panel, you see how our page is going to look like. The top is too close to the banner section, and then the bottom part is also close to the footer. We don't want that. So what we do is go ahead and select the section by clicking on Edit Section, and it will open up the Edit Section pane. We go over to Advanced, then we go ahead and unlink the values and the padding. Top, we make it 80, and bottom, we make it 80 as well. Awesome. Now it's looking clean. We go ahead and update the page. We can take a look by clicking on Preview Changes. However, you see that our page is not in full mode. We don't want this. And also, we don't want the title about here. So what we do is go back to Elementor. Then under Settings, we click on it. We drop down the arrow under Page Layout. Then we choose Elementor Full Width. And the page will reload. Now let's go ahead and update. And let's preview the changes. Perfect. Now creating and designing our about page is done. I exit out of here. So that's it on how to create and design our about page. Now that we are done creating the about page, let's see how we can create a contact page. I'm not going to close the about page in the Elementor editor, and I'll show you why I don't want to close it now. So let's go back to the dashboard of our website. Then we go over to Pages. Let's go ahead and right click on Add New and open link in a new tab, because we don't want to lose the dashboard. The title, let's enter Contact or Contact Us, whichever way you want it. Now when we're creating the About page, remember after entering the title, we selected Elementor Full Width here, but it didn't actually work. It doesn't really matter. And also remember that after choosing Elementor Full Width, we click on Publish in order to publish our page. Now I'll give you a pro tip as to how you can work faster. So upon entering the title, just go ahead and click on Edit with Elementor. And inside the Elementor editor, you see that we have Publish right here. So instead of clicking on Publish at the back end, you can also come here and click on Publish. The next thing we do here is go over to Settings. Then under Page Layout, we change it to Full Width. And the page will reload. And you see that the heading contact is gone. Next thing we want to do is go ahead and add a banner, just as we did for the About page. So in order to work faster, all what we need to do is go ahead and copy the whole of this section. And this is the reason why I didn't want to close the About page. So to copy this, we just hover on the 6 dots right here, that is Edit Section. Then right click, click on Copy. Then we come back to the contact page, right click in here, click on Paste. So all what we need to do is go ahead and change the title. So we just select it up, then we can change it from here. Contact Us. Now we can exit from the About page. Next, let's go ahead and add in a section that will contain our contact information. So we are only going to add a single column section. Inside this section, we want to have 3 columns. So to achieve this, we go over to Widgets, and we are going to go ahead and use the inner section. So we drag it and drop it inside the first section. By default, we are getting 2 columns. We can just duplicate it by right clicking on Edit Column right here, then click on Duplicate. Perfect. Next, let's go over to Widgets, and we are going to use Icon Box. So we search for Icon Box. I have it right here. Click on it and drag it in here. The title, we change it to Email. And the description, we go ahead and enter the actual email. Next thing we want to do is go ahead and change the icon. So choose an icon that will represent email. So we click on the icon right here. We can filter. So I enter email. Okay, we are not getting something. Let's use envelope. I think this will do. I'll just choose the first one, then click on insert. Let's change the color of the icon by going over to style. The primary color, we are only going to change the primary color. So we click on the globe icon right here. Then we'll go ahead and choose color 1. Awesome. And now the first column is done. What we need to do is go ahead and copy it and paste it for the other 2 columns. So we right click, click on copy, right click here, click on paste, right click, paste. Now let's go ahead and enter the actual content. So we start from here by clicking on the pencil icon. The title, let's enter address. And the description, we remove the email and enter the actual address. Next, let's go ahead and change the icon, something to represent a physical location. So we can search for maybe a building. This is good. I select this and I click on insert. And now the last one, we just click on the pencil icon here. Title will be phone. And in here, we go ahead and enter the actual phone number. Let's change the icon to a phone icon. So I search for phone or maybe mobile. And I'm going to go ahead and choose this. Click on insert. Now we have our contact details in place. However, I want to relocate the physical address column to appear as the first column. So what we are going to do is just go ahead and point on edit section right here, and we click and drag it in here. As easy as that. Now that that is done, let's add space at top and at bottom. If we hide the pane now, you see that our page is not looking nice. So let's go ahead and add in some space. To do that, we go over to edit section. Take note, not the inner section, but the main section itself. Just hover around the place and you see edit section right here. After clicking on it, then we go over to advanced. We unlink the values and the padding. Top, we enter 80. Bottom, we enter 80 as well. And now our page is done. Let's go ahead and publish. It is published. We can take a look. Perfect. So this is just a simple contact page. So that's it on how to create and design our contact page. Now that we've seen how we create the about and contact pages and also designing them, let's see how we can create the other boring pages, that is privacy policy, terms and conditions, as well as refund policy pages. We are not actually going to design these pages. I just want to show you how you can create them so that you go ahead and design them by yourself. The reason why I'm creating them with you is that we don't want to miss those pages. Otherwise, I could ask you to go ahead and create them offline. So to create them up, let's just exit from here. For now, we don't need them anymore. Then we go over to pages, click on add new. And the add title, let's enter privacy policy. Then we click on publish, publish again. The page is published. Let's go ahead and add another one. So we go over to add new. Next one is terms and conditions. Then we go ahead and publish. And finally, we have returns policy. So we enter in returns policy. Then we go ahead and publish. That's it on how we create our legal pages. So you can go ahead and design them up by going to all pages. And right here, you see that we have our privacy policy page, returns policy, and then terms and conditions. In here, you see that we have refund and returns policy. It is the same. However, you see that this one is in a draft mode. And we are having this page as a result of installing WooCommerce. We don't really need this particular one. It's not even live on our website. So we can just go ahead and click on trash to do away with it. Alright, the page is moved to trash. If you want, you can go over to trash and delete it completely. So that's it on how to create our legal pages. Now let's go ahead and create menus for our website. If we go to the front page of our website now, so I'll go over to the name of my website, right click, open link in a new tab. You see that we have a menu, but this is not what we want. All the pages we have added so far are all here. We don't want this. So it's time to create a menu that will display here so that our users can use it to swiftly navigate through our website. So we are going to place some key pages on the main home page, and then we'll place some of the pages under the footer section of our website. So to create our menus, we go back to the back end, then we hover on appearance, click on menus. You see that in here we don't have any menus. That's why we are seeing this message, create your first menu below. So to create our first menu, we come under structure, then we click in here under menu name. Let's just go ahead and enter in main menu. You can give it whatever name you want. This name is not going to appear anywhere on our website. So you can decide to call it main menu, primary menu, or just menu. Upon entering the name, we click on create menu. Now our menu is created, but we don't have pages assigned to it yet. So let's go ahead and choose the pages we want to display on our menu. And this is where we can find all the pages we have on our website. At the moment we see most recent. You can also go ahead and view all. So you can search from most recent like this, or you can go over to view all. Let's use view all. Then the first page we need is home, about, contact, as well as shop. We have our shop page here. So we are adding only 4 pages. Then we click on add to menu, and they will all appear right here. Awesome. We can also go ahead and rearrange them. So home is okay, and I want to move shop and place it under home like this, followed by about, and finally contact. Next thing we want to do is come over to menu settings, and we are going to assign it to header menu 1 by selecting the checkbox here. We'll also assign the same menu to our mobile menu, so visitors of our website who are going to be using mobile devices will also see this menu. Let's go ahead and save the menu. Now if we go to the front page of our website, let's scroll out to the top. So this is how our menu used to look like. Now let's go ahead and reload the page, and we now see the new menu. Awesome. Let's take the menu down further by adding some of the product categories we have under the shop menu. So we go back to menus, then scrolling down, we are going to go ahead and add product categories. And at the moment, we are only seeing categories, which is categories for blog posts. And this is not what we want. So what we do is scroll up, then we click on screen options. In here, you see that we have product categories, which is not selected. We just click on it, and going down, you now see that we have product categories. Let's go ahead and drop the arrow, and we are going to select templates, software, and ebooks. Then we add to menu, and they will all appear right here. And that's not what we want. What we want to do is take templates and place it under shop. However, it should be indented just like this. Perfect, so that it will become a sub item. We do the same thing to software like this, and final ebooks. Let's go ahead and update. Let's look how it will come up. Refresh the page, and you see that now we have a drop down under the shop menu. Awesome. So now our main menu is done. Let's go ahead and create the rest of the menus. So in here, we just click on create a new menu. Take note, we are creating the footer menus. So the first one, we give it company, and we go ahead and create menu. So under company, I want to have the home page. Let's go to view all, home, about, contact, and maybe the shop page will also come under that. Then we click on add to menu. You can rearrange them just the way you want. So here I want contact page to be at the end. For the footers, we don't assign it to any location. We just go ahead and save. Let's go ahead and create another footer menu by clicking on create a new menu. And this one, let's call it product categories. Then we click on create menu. Now let's add our product categories by going to product categories right here. Drop down the arrow. We are going to add templates, software, ebooks. If you want, you can also add the subcategories. The choice is yours. Then we click on add to menu. I leave the arrangement as they are. Then I go ahead and click on save menu. Alright, it is saved. Let's create the final footer menu. And this one we call it legal, or you can say legal pages. Click on create menu. And we are going to add returns policy, terms and conditions, and then privacy policy. Add to menu. Let's rearrange them. We'll just take returns policy down here below. Awesome. Then we go ahead and save menu. So now all our footer menus are created. However, we will not be able to see them at the front end of our website because we have not assigned them to any locations yet. We will do that when we go to customizing our website. So that's it on how to create menus for our website. Now it's time to customize our website. If we go to the front end of our website, you see that a whole lot of things are missing from our website. We don't have a logo. We don't have a shortcut icon right here. Going down, you see that our copyright section is showing some text we don't want. We don't want to see WordPress theme by Creative Themes. We want to be able to customize it to have our own text. So this way we have to go into the theme customization settings. To do that, you can go to the back end of your website. Then under appearance, you click on customize. If the appearance menu is not open, upon hovering on it, you see the pop-up just like what we see under templates. Then you click on customize. If you don't want to do it here, you can also do it from the front end. We just go ahead and click on customize from here. This interface is not new to us. We've been here before. Remember when we were setting our design system? This is where we came in order to achieve that. Now let's start from top. So we start by customizing the header section of our website. One thing you notice here is that when you start hovering on the items here, you see that they have icons we can use in order to edit them. Upon hovering on the name of our website, you see this blue icon right here. If we go over to the menu, you see the blue icon there. If you also hover on the search icon here, you see the icon here as well. Even the main row itself, you see edit row. So clicking on any of the icons like here, it will open up the header customization settings. So let's just click here. You see that we have the header customization settings down here. And we have three rows. We have the top row, the main row, and then the bottom row. This way you can rearrange your widgets and place them at whatever location you want on any of these rows. So let's quickly see how we can achieve that. If I pick the logo, I can drag and drop it here, meaning I've taken it to the top row and it's also in the middle of the row. I can also take menu and drop it here. You see that I can bring the search and add it to the menu right here. So if you need this style, you can go ahead and use it. Even the logo, I can drag it and drop it here. You see that whichever way you want it, you can go ahead and do that. One thing we can also do is, let's take menu here. Then we bring the logo here. And then we can take the search here. So this is another style you can go ahead and use. For this tutorial, I'll take menu here. Then I'll bring logo here. And this takes us to the default settings we were having earlier. And that is what we are going to use. So the first thing we are going to add here is our logo. We just click on it. Then we go ahead and select logo. From here, we go over to upload files, select files. Inside our resources folder, let's go over to digital downloads. Then in here, we have this folder called logos. Let's open it up. Let's just go ahead and select all and click on open. So we have 3 logos added. and this is the one we are going to use for now. It's already selected. Then we go ahead and click on select, and it will appear right here. Awesome. However, we don't want the site title anymore, so we go ahead and hide it. Also, you see that our logo is a bit small. You can increase the size from here. That is logo height. At the moment, it is set to 50. Let's just select it. Then we can make it 80 or maybe 70. I think 70 will do. So I leave it as 70. So this particular settings we have done is for desktop mode. We'll see how we change it on tablet as well as mobile. Now that we have our logo in place, let's see how we change the main row. For me, the entire row is too high. I don't want it that high. So what we do is go ahead and click on main row here, and we can go ahead and change the row minimum height from here. At the moment, it is set to 120. Let's make it 100 and see how it will come up. For me, 100 looks good, so I'll leave it as 100. If you want to change the background color of the row, you can go over to design. I just want to show you. Then under background, you see that it is set to white. Let's click on the color there, and you can choose any of your colors. You see that. But I don't want to change the background, so I either go and choose white, or I can just go ahead and click on this circular arrow right here to clear whatever colors I selected. Now let's make our header a sticky header. You see that when I'm scrolling, the header is scrolling along. To make it a sticky header, let's click on the back arrow right here. Then it will take us to header. Next, we click on headers. Then we go ahead and click on global header. In here, we enable sticky functionality. Now, if we scroll, you see that the header is static. Perfect. At the moment, the sticky functionality is set to only main row. And this is because we are having only one row right here. If you have more than one row, for instance, if you have another row on top here, then you can use this top and main row. Let me show you how we can achieve that. So if I drag in the logo right here, so now we have two rows. And if I try to scroll now, it's only the main row that will stick. You see that. So if I need all the rows to be sticky, so if I need both rows to be sticky, I'll go ahead and choose the top and main row. Now if we scroll, you see that the two rows are sticky. Similarly, you can try using all rows, main row and bottom row, only top row, and then only bottom row. So choosing any of this will depend upon your store requirements. So I'll go ahead and take it back to only main row. Then I'll reposition my logo. Perfect. Now let's customize the menu. So we just click on it from here, or you can hover on it and click on the icon right here. Either way, it will take you to the same place. So now we are under the menu customization settings. Right here under top level options, we have different styles. At the moment, type 1 is selected. Let's see how type 2 will look like. With type 2, you see a line under each menu upon hover. The line is there, but the color there is faint, so you won't see it much. Let's see how we can change that so that the color will be able to show well. To do that, we go over to design. Under active indicator, let's change the default state color, maybe to our pink color. Now you see it there. The active indicator will be this pink color, and when we hover, we see the same color there. Going back, let's go back to general. Let's see how type 3 will come up. This is how type 3 will look like. And finally, type 4. Perfect. So choosing any of this will depend upon what you want. I want to keep the type 1. Next is item spacing. If you want to add some spacing in between your menus, you can use this. If you also want to close it down, I don't think you want this. I'll leave the default, so I'll just go ahead and reset it. You can also go ahead and stretch the menu, so it will stretch across. I take it back. Next, let's go ahead and work on the drop down options. So going down, item hover effect. At the moment, it is set to simple. That's what we see here. Upon hover, you don't see any color at the background. You only see the hover color on the text. Choosing solid, you see a different color. Perfect. You can also choose boxed. You see that. Let's choose solid for now. Next, let's go over to design. The first thing we do here is change the font size. So we click on the size here, that is 12 pixels, and we are going to make it 14. Let's take a look. This is cool. Let's also make it uppercase. Perfect. Now we want the link color to be black, so let's exit from here. Then default state color, we click on the initial color, then we choose black. Let's take a look. However, the background is not appealing for our black text. So let's go to items background color. The default state, we click on the initial, and we are going to go ahead and choose color 6, that is white. Perfect. Now let's change the hover background color. Let's exit here. Then we click on hover or active. Then we are going to go ahead and choose color 5. Perfect. That's all what we want to do for the menu. Next thing we do is customize the search button. So we can just hover on it and click on the icon here, or we can click on it from here. First thing you can do is change the size of the icon. At the moment it is set to 15. Let's just change it to see how it will look like, maybe 25. You see that. I'll keep it at 15. Next we have label visibility. You want to see the text search beside the icon. For instance, if I click on desktop, you see that we have search. So if you want to see the text search, this is how you can achieve that, just by clicking on the particular devices you want your user to see them on. The label position, it is set to left. You can choose right or bottom, whichever one you want. For now, let's keep it at left, and you can also change the label text from here. For me, I don't want to display the text, so I just go ahead and click back on the desktop icon right here. Perfect. Next, let's see search results. We see that we have search under the placeholder text. If we click on the search icon, in here you see search, and that is because of this text we have right here. So if we enter any text, let's say good, you see good right there. This is just a placeholder. So let's take it back to search. Next is live results images. If users are performing searches on your website, you want them to see images assigned to the particular content they are searching for. If you want that, then you leave this enabled. If you don't want that, you disable this. I'll leave it as enabled. So if I click in here and I just search for any product, maybe letterhead, you see that I have some results with images attached to them. So if I toggle this off, you don't see the images. I need the images, so I toggle this on. Next is live results product price. Let's enable this, and it will display the prices of all the items we are searching for. The live results images is turned on. I don't know why it's not showing. Let's exit here and come back to it again. Maybe I remove this. Okay, it is there now. Letterheads. Now going down, we have search through criteria. If users are going to be using your search feature, they'll be able to search for posts, that is blog posts, pages, as well as products. For e-commerce website, maybe you want your users to be able to search for only products, but the choice is yours. So the particular content type you don't want your users to be able to search for, you can just go ahead and disable them. But for now, I'll leave everything checked. Next thing we want to do is go ahead and design the search. The next thing we do is go ahead and change the background color of the search. That is modal background. So we scroll down to modal background here, then click on the color. What we are going to do is just go ahead and reduce the opacity from here. Okay. I think this is cool. So I'll leave it as this. Then let's exit from here. Next thing we want to do is change the color of the icon itself. You see that upon hover, the color is not all that visible. For that, we need to scroll up and go over to design from here. So this is where we change the color. For default state, we just click on the hover and we go ahead and choose color 1. Awesome. The next thing we want to do is add a cat icon right here. To achieve that, we click on back and it will bring us to global header customization. In here, you see that some of the features are grayed out. For instance, logo, menu, and search. This is because we are already using them on our header. So let's go ahead and grab the cat icon and we drop it right here after search. Or maybe we can bring it in between menu and search. I think this is cool. So let's go ahead and customize it by clicking on it from here. In here, you can go ahead and choose the particular icon you want. Let's see how this will come up. Okay, I think I'll use this one. You can change the icon size from here from 15 to let's say 20. You see how 20 will come up. I'll leave it as 15. I don't need it that big. Next is cart total visibility. That is the amount we are seeing here. If you don't want to see it, for instance, for desktop, you just click on it and it will go off. But I think it is cool, so let's bring it back. We also have cart total position. It is set to left at the moment. You can choose right or bottom. Let's keep it at left. Going down, next we have cart drawer. Let me show you what the cart drawer is. At the moment when you hover, you don't see anything. Let's add one product to cart, maybe this one. Now if we hover on the cart, you see we have this pop-up, and that is the cart drawer. If we don't need it, we just go ahead and disable it from here. Now if I go back and hover, you don't see it, but we need it, so we bring it back. Now let's start designing the cart icon from top. So first of all, we start from the icon itself. We click on design. You can increase the size from here. We've already seen how we can change the size of our text in the theme customizer. The initial color of our text as well as the hover is okay. Let's go ahead and change the icon color, and we are only changing the hover color. Now if we hover, see that the color is not all that visible. Let's change it to our color 1 and let's take a look. Perfect. Now let's go down to cart drawer, then we click on design. Upon hovering on the cart icon, you see that the text is not showing well. It's only showing well when you hover. We'll fix that in a moment. However, the rest of the text, I want to change the color to black, and this is where we can do that. That is font color. You see that text initial color is white. Let's just click on it and we choose our color 3. Now you see that the color of the price has changed. Let's fix the colors for the subtotal. So we come to subtotal font color. Then we go ahead and choose black as well. Now it's time to fix the background color. So we just go over to background color right here, click on the color, and we are going to go ahead and use color 2. Awesome. Now that we are done with the icon, let's see how our header section will come up on tablet and mobile devices. So let's click on tablet first. This is how it will look like. First of all, let's customize the hamburger menu. We are only going to change the hover color. So we click on the icon here. Then we go over to design. The hover color, we choose our color 1. Awesome. Now let's display our menu and see how it will look like. It's already looking cool, so we don't do anything here. Next thing we want to do is go ahead and add our cart icon right here. To do that, we go back. Then we have our cart icon right here. We just drag it and drop it under mobile menu right here. And now we have it there. It's just that the text is not all that visible. Let's change it. So we click on the cart icon from here. Then we go over to design. The font color, we just change the initial color to white. Next is the icon color. We change that one to white as well. So we come down here, initial color, white. Perfect. And now our work here is done for tablet. Let's see mobile. Everything else is cool on mobile. Let's exit from here and see the main header itself. The logo is also looking fine, so we don't do anything here. So now customizing our header section is done. It should be noted that whatever customization you are going to be doing there will depend upon what you want. For this tutorial, all what we have done will work. So let's go ahead and publish in order to save our changes. So that's it on how to customize the header section of our website. Now that we are done customizing the header section of our website, next let's go ahead and customize the footer section. Before we start, let's go back to desktop mode, and scrolling down, we have our footer section right here. To enable it, all what you need to do is just go ahead and click on edit from here. And you see that we now have the footer customization settings right here. Another way you can enable it is by going to the footer section. First of all, let's enable the header customizer. Then to be able to enable the footer customization settings, we click on back, and from the main panel, we just go ahead and click on footer, and it will enable it right here for us. As well, we'll get all the widgets in here. So at the moment, you see that copyright section is grayed out because we have it in place. For the footer section as well, we have 3 rows. We are only going to be making use of only 2 rows. That is the middle row and then the bottom row. First of all, let's deal with the middle row. At the moment, we have only 3 columns. Meanwhile, for this website, we need 4. So what we do is click on middle row right here. That is just the title. And it will take us to the settings. You see that it is 3 here. So let's take it to 4. And now we have 4 columns. Next thing we want to do is change the column layout. And we are going to use this one so that the first column will be broader than the rest of the 3 columns. So I select this and you can see that. Next thing we want to do is start pulling in our widgets. To do that, we click on back, and the first widget I want to use is widget area 1. So I click on it, drag it, and drop it in here. Next is widget area 2. We put it here, 3, and finally 4. Now it's time to add in the content. Let's click on widget area 1, and it will bring us here. Let's just click on got it to exit this text. We don't need it. So what we do first of all is click on the plus icon right here in order to add a blog. And we want to add a logo right here. So we click on the plus icon. Then we go ahead and add image. If you cannot see image here, you can just search for it like this. Then we go ahead and click on it. You can go ahead and upload your image from here. That is if you don't have it uploaded to your media library. We want to add our logo, which is already in our media library. So we click on it from here. And this is the logo we want to use. We just select it. Then we click on select. And it will show right there. Next, let's add another block. And this time around, we are going to add a paragraph block. We have it right here. If you cannot see it, you can just search for it, paragraph from here. Let's click on it. Then we go ahead and enter in our text here. So let's simply scroll to the top. Then we grab this content from here, right click, copy it. Then we go ahead and paste it in here. Let's scroll down to see how it will come up. Awesome. And now this block is done. Let's move to widget area 2. We click on the plus icon. Then we search for menu. And we are going to use navigation menu. And the title, we enter company. Then we go ahead and drop down the arrow. Then we select the company menu we created earlier and the menus right here. If you can remember, going back, you see that we have our menu right here. Let's go to area widget 3. We add a block. Then we search for menu. Let's choose navigation menu. This one we call it product categories. Then we select our menu from here. Let's choose product categories. And finally, let's go to area widget 4. We add a block. Then we search for menu. Let's select navigation menu. And this one we call it legal. We drop down the arrow, then we choose our legal menu. Perfect. Next, let's go over to copyright section. So we click on it from here. This is where we can change the text on the copyright. We don't need WordPress theme by, so we just take it off. Then we can enter the name of our website. If you want, you can add design by, so I provide space, and I enter pipe character, another space, then I enter design by. I'll say Dikupages web. So if you are creating the website for a client, you can enter your name here. You can even go ahead and link it to your website. So upon selecting it, I click on the link icon right here to insert a link. I'll enter my web address here. Then I'll go ahead and apply. One thing you can also do is click on the edit icon right here. Then we go to the gear settings. We want to open link in a new tab so that visitor will not leave your client's website. We click on update. Now everything is in place. The next thing we want to do is change the background color of our footer. So first of all, let's click on the bottom row. Then we go over to design, row background. We click on the color from here. Then we go ahead and choose color 5. Similarly, we do the same thing to middle row by selecting it, design, row background color. We click on it, then we choose color 5. However, you see that there's no distinction between the widgets on top and the copyright section. So what we do is add a line that will separate the two rows. With the middle row still selected, let's first of all exit from the color here. Then scrolling down, we have bottom row divider. Let's drop down the arrow. Then you can choose any of these line styles you want. I'll choose the dotted, and I hope you can see the line. It is very faint, and this is the color it is using. So you can go ahead and change whatever color you want, maybe color 6 or maybe color 2. I think color 4 will do, so I'll select color 4. If you want to increase the size, you can do it from here. Let's see how 3 will come up, but we don't want 3, so we'll take it back to 1. Perfect. This is all what we want to do in here. We go ahead and publish to save our changes. So that's it on how to customize the footer section of our website. Now it's time to customize the shop page of our website. To do that, let's first of all make sure we are on the shop page by clicking on it from here. The first thing we want to look at is edit the banner section right here. To do that, we just hover on it and we click on edit. And we'll be presented with two options. At the moment it is using type 2. You can also use type 1. With type 1, you don't see it to appear as a banner. If you want to see it as a banner, then you choose type 2. Then you can go ahead and add a background color if you want. You can do that under design. So let's go there. Then we go over to container background. Click on the color right there. Then you can choose whatever color you want. Let's choose color 1. If you want, you can change the color of the title. Let's exit from here. We have title font color. Let's click on the initial color. Then we can go ahead and choose color 6. That is white. And this is what I want us to do. Now let's deal with the display of the products. First of all, we want to add a sidebar so that our users will be able to navigate swiftly on the shop page. So let's click on back. Then scrolling down to WooCommerce section, we click on product archives. Going down, you see that sidebar is not enabled, so we go ahead and enable it, and you see that it will appear at the right side of our page. If you don't want this, what we need to do is click on the arrow right here, and you see that we are presented with two options and right sidebar is selected. Let's take it to left. Upon adding the sidebar, you see that our products are now squashed. We don't want this, so let's go back. Under columns and rows, you see that it is set to 4 columns. Let's take it to 3 by clicking on the minus icon right here. And this is cool. You can also go ahead and change the number of rows, which is at the moment set to 4, even though we don't have plenty products, but it's 4. Let's make it 2 and see how it will come up. We just want to make sure that it's working. You see that we have 2 rows. So let's take it back to 4. When you have more products in future, you see them show clearly. Now don't worry about the sidebar yet, we'll fix it. Next, let's look at cart options. That is the images of the products. So we click on cart options. So this is where you can change the look and feel of our product images. Let's click in here. First of all, let's see original. So this is how original will look like. Next is predefined. Under predefined, we have different ratios. We have 1:1, 4:3, 16:9, and then 2:1. You can also go ahead and reverse them. And I don't think we want this. For this, I'm going to use original sizes. Let's exit from here. Image hover effects. We drop down the arrow. Let's first of all go in for swap images. With swap images, when you have a product with more than one image, you see the images swap upon hovering on them. Let's see this one. Alright. This way we have more than one image. So that is swipe. You can also choose zoom in. Alright. We have zoom out. And this how zoom out will come up. For now, I'll keep it as none. If you have star rating, they'll all show under the product image. If you don't want to display them, you can just toggle it off from here. Next is sale badge. If you don't need sale badge like this, you can take it off from here. I think having it will be helpful for your site visitors. Let's also enable the rating, even though we don't have any ratings yet. You can also enable product categories. You see it right here, but I don't want this. Product short description. Okay, we don't want it. Let's disable it. And finally, add to cart button. If you don't want to see that, I need it, so I bring it back. Next, we have content alignment. At the moment, it is set to align left. Let's see center and then right. Whichever way you want, I'll keep it as left. And that's all we want to do in here. Now let's go ahead and customize the single product page. So we just choose any of the products. Then we go back. Under WooCommerce, we choose single product. So at the moment, this is how our page will look like. And we're presented with these 4 options. If you need it to be narrow, you can choose this. And this is how it will look like. And I think narrow is cool. After choosing narrow, we have content area styles. At the moment, it is wide. You can choose boxed. And you see that our content is boxed. And we are having a shadow right here. I hope you can see that. Even with normal width, you can choose box or wide, whichever way you want. You can also go ahead and use sidebars if you want. So this is left sidebar and then right sidebar. For now, let's keep it as normal width as well as boxed. Next is content area vertical spacing. You see that we have space in between the header and the main content itself. And if you go down, we have space in here as well. And the reason is that this particular one is selected, that is top and bottom. Let's see only top. You see that at bottom the space is gone. If we choose this one again, there's space. If we select this, the space is gone. You can also choose bottom only, so that there will be space at bottom, and at top there's no space. We also have disabled, where you don't have space at top and no space at bottom. For this, let's use top and bottom so that we have space at top and at bottom. Next, let's take a look at gallery options. Gallery is the additional images you'll be adding to your products. Maybe we can open a product that has more images. So we go over to shop. Which one? I think this is the product that has more images. Alright, so we can customize it from here. First is product gallery width. You can increase it or decrease it, whichever way you want it. I'll leave it as the default, so I'll reset it. Next is thumbnail spacing. These are the thumbnails. So let's see how it will look like when we try to space it out or close it. I'll reset it. I just want to show you where you can get what. Next, we have thumbnail position. At the moment, it is set to horizontal. We can also choose vertical so that they will appear right here. Take note, choosing any of this will depend upon how you want your page to be displayed. Awesome. Next is image. At the moment, it is set to predefined. Let's see original. Original, the size has gone down a bit. Let's go back to predefined again. You see that the size has increased. And we have these video ratios we can use. Let's see 1:1, 4:3, 16:9, then 2:1. You can also go ahead and reverse it. We don't want it to be reversed. Let's take it back to 1:1 and make it original. Perfect. Let's exit from here. You can also add lightbox so that we have this icon here. When we click, it will take us to all the images where we can scroll like this. We exit from here. Now that's all what we want to do in here. Let's go ahead and publish. So that's it on how we customize the shop page as well as the single product page. Now let's go ahead and wrap up with customizing our website. The first thing we are going to look at is add a shortcut icon. To do that, we go back, then we scroll to site identity. Let's click on it. And this is where we are going to select our site icon. Take note, the size should be 512 by 512 pixels. That is the recommended size. However, you can use whatever size you have. So let's select site icon from here. Remember, we already uploaded all our logos, and this is the site icon we want to use. Select it, then you click on select. If the image is not a squared image, you may want to crop it from here. For this, it is squared, so we just go ahead and skip cropping. And you see the site icon right here. Awesome. Next thing we want to do is change the hover color of our buttons. You see that the color is not looking good upon hover. If we also go to the shop page, the add to cart buttons don't also look cool. So let's go back. Then we scroll up to general options. We have buttons in here. Let's go over to design, and we are going to change the hover background color from here, and let's choose color 4. Perfect. Now if we go to single product page, the hover color will change there as well. So these changes we have done will run through all our buttons. Let's go back. Still under general, we are going to enable scroll to top, so that when we are at the bottom part of our page, we can easily click on an icon that will take us straight to the top. So we enable this, and you see it right here. We can customize it by clicking on the arrow right here, and from here you can choose whichever style you want. I'll choose the rocket, that is type 3, and we see it right there. You can change the shape. At the moment it is set to square. You can use circle, but I'll keep it as square. You can also change the size from here. You see that. I'll keep it as the default, which is 12. We leave the rest of the settings as they are. Next, let's go over to design. The icon color is set to white, as well as the hover. Maybe the hover color, we can change it to color 1. You can also change the background colors of the shape itself. So the initial, I can change it to color 1, and then hover, I leave it as it is. However, if you want to change it, you can do that as well. So these are the 3 features we want to add as part of our theme customization settings. Let's go ahead and publish. And now customizing our website is done. We can exit from here. So we have our logo in place, our menu. Going down, we have our footer right here, as well as our scroll to top icon. Upon clicking on it, it will take us to the very top of our website. So that's it on how to customize our website. Now that we are done customizing our website, let's see how we can add the sidebar widgets. If we go to the shop page of our website, you see that our sidebar menu is not being displayed. So let's see how we can fix it. To do that, we go to the back end of our website. Then we go over to appearance, click on widgets. Let's exit from here. First of all, let's clear all these widgets here. We don't need them. That is recent posts, recent comments, archives, and categories. You see these widgets when you happen to add blog posts onto your website. For this tutorial, we are not going to be going into adding blog posts. So if in future you want to start adding blog posts, you may need these widgets. For now, I don't need them. So what I'll do is just go ahead and take them off by selecting them. Then we go over to options, click on remove search. Click this one as well. This is just the heading title. So this is how we can take them off. Similarly, you do the same thing to the rest of them. Alright, I've removed them. I'll go ahead and collapse it so that the interface will be cleared. Now let's go ahead and deal with WooCommerce sidebar. So we drop down the arrow from here. Then we go ahead and add a new blog. The first blog we want to add is search. And you see that we have 2 different search icons. We have the normal search and we have product search. And we are going to use product search. So we click on it to add it up. Now let's go ahead and update. Let's take a look at the front end. Let's refresh the page. and you see that we have our search field right here. Going back, next block we want to add is price range. So we click on add block, then we search for price. We have filter products by price. Let's click on it. It will give us this range where users can go ahead and drag and drop. Upon adding any widget, at the right side you're presented with a pane that you can use in order to customize that particular widget. So if we update and go back to the front end to refresh, so users can use this to filter their prices. Upon changing it, the page will reload, and now we get product from 30 Ghana cedis to 167 Ghana cedis. Perfect. Now you see that the title here is too big. We don't want it this big, and maybe the search field, we don't need the title at all. So let's see how we can fix that. For the filter by price, this way we can customize the heading level. Maybe I want to use heading level 5. Then going back to the search field, we can go ahead and disable the label from here. Perfect. Next, let's go ahead and add a new block, and this time around we want to add product categories. So we can just search for categories, and we are going to use product categories list. You have other options, that is products by category and then reviews by category. Let's choose this, and this is how it will be displayed. At the moment it is in a list form. You can make it a drop down. With this, users will have to drop down the arrow and choose whichever category they want to go into. Let's leave it as list. You can show product count from here or hide it from here. If I disable this, you don't get to see product count. Let's enable it. You can also decide to show product category images. We didn't add any images when we were creating our product categories. We don't really need it, so let's disable it. Next is show hierarchy. You see that under the template category, we have two other subcategories, and that is the hierarchy. If I toggle it off, you will now see everything to be in the same line. So choosing any of this will depend upon what you want. Let's leave it as this for now. You can also decide to show empty categories, that is categories that don't have any products in them. Let's enable it, and you see that we have music, which is 0. But if you don't want your users to know that this particular category doesn't have any product, I would advise you disable it. Perfect. One thing we can also do is add in a heading for the categories. So we click aside. Upon hovering in between the filter by price and then the categories, you see this plus icon. Just click on it, then search for heading. We have heading here. Click on it, then we go ahead and enter categories. Or if you want, you can see product categories, and we change the H tag from H2 to H5, just as we did for filter by price. And these are all the widgets I want us to add for now. Let's go ahead and update. Let's take a look by refreshing our page. Now the search text is gone. Our filter by price title has changed in size, and now we have a new widget. Perfect. So users can easily use this sidebar to navigate to other product categories we have on our website. And this is kind of cool. So if I go over to templates, you see that we still have it right here. So every single category page you go, you will see the sidebar right here. And this is kind of cool. This will give our site visitors the opportunity to be able to navigate swiftly on our website. So that's it on how to add widgets onto the shop page of our website. Now that we are done adding our widgets, next let's go ahead and see how we can add payment gateways onto our store. At the moment, if I add any product to cart, for instance this, then I go over to checkout. For now, we wouldn't be able to check out because of this message. Sorry, it seems that there are no available payment methods for your state. Please contact us if you require assistance or wish to make alternative arrangements. We are seeing this message because we don't have any payment gateway installed. So let's go ahead and fix that. To do that, we go to the backend of our website. Then we hover on plugins, click on add new. Here, I'm going to show you how to add 2 payment gateways. I'll show you how to add PayPal for my international students, and I'll also show you how to add Paystack for some African countries. Paystack is not available in all of Africa, But if you are from Ghana, Nigeria, South Africa, and some other few countries, you'll be able to use Paystack to accept payments on your website. So first of all, let's search for PayPal. You'll find a whole lot of different plugins that you can actually go ahead and install when it comes to adding PayPal to your store. For this tutorial, I'm going to use this particular one, PayPal Express Checkout by Web2Fi. I click on Install Now. Then I go ahead and activate. The plugin is installed successfully. Let's add another one. So I click on Add New. Then I search for Paystack. For Paystack as well, you'll find different plugins. Now, if you don't want to install it from here, you can also go over to WooCommerce, then click on Settings. Next, we go over to Payments. Going down, you see that we have some recommended payment providers. The first one is PayFast, and next is Paystack. So we can just go ahead and click on Get Started beside Paystack. And Paystack will be installed for us. Next, let's go ahead and enable it. And the title, we have debit/credit cards. You can change it if you want. Next is description. You can also go ahead and customize the text. We also have test mode. With this, you can use it to test your website to check if the payment gateway is really working. So if you want to take it live, you need to disable this. So if test mode is selected, in here you see that we have test secret key and test public key. If I uncheck this, you see that we now have live secret key and live public key. For now, let's enable test mode. Next is payment option. We drop down the arrow. You can either choose to use a pop-up or redirect. With a pop-up, users will not leave your website. They will only make the payment directly on your website. However, when you choose redirect, they will be redirected to Paystack in order to make the payment. And when that is done, they will be redirected back to your website. I'll choose pop-up. Then to get our test secret key and test public key, we need to go to Paystack. So I'll go over to Paystack website. If you don't have an account yet, you can just go ahead and create a free account. It's not difficult to create. When you are creating, you have two options. You can either choose to create a business account or an individual account. So if you are starting out, you can just go ahead and create an individual account, which is very easy to verify. I already have an account. I'll just go ahead and log in. In here, I enter my email address and password. I'll do that and click on login and meet you in a second. Alright, I've logged in. Now, one thing you should take notice about Paystack is that when you create an account with Paystack, you can go ahead and create multiple accounts under one email address. So if you want to run multiple businesses online, you don't need to create separate Paystack account for every single one of them. Let me show you what I mean by that. If I come over here and drop down the arrow, you see this list. All these are different businesses I am running, and they are all under one email account with Paystack. For now, I'm going to use this particular one, Dikupages Web. So after logging in, what you need to do is go over to Settings. Next, we go to API Keys and Webhooks. In here, you'll find two options, that is API configuration for live mode and then API configuration for test mode. For now, we are going to go ahead and use the test mode. So this is our test secret key and then the test public key. And you always have the option to generate new secret key. And that is what I'll do. I'll just click on generate new secret key. Next, you go ahead and drop down the arrow right here. How soon should your old key expire? I'll just choose immediately. And I'll go ahead and enter in my Paystack password. Then I click on generate new secret key. Generated successfully. So now let's go ahead and grab it from here. To do that, I click on the view icon right here. Then I'll go ahead and click on copy. Let's go back to our website. Then we paste it in here. Going back, we copy the test public key. Go back to our website. Then we go ahead and paste it in here. And what we want to do is copy this URL by selecting it. Copy. Then we come back in here. Then we paste it under test webhook URL. When that is done, you go ahead and save the changes. It is successfully updated. Next, we head over to our website. Going down, we have the option to auto-complete the order after payment, and that is what we are going to use. Since you are running a digital downloads website, you don't want to go ahead and approve every single order. So the moment your clients make an order and payment is completed, they will have access to their downloads. I leave the rest of the settings as they are, then I go ahead and save the changes. Now page tag test mode is enabled on our website. So if in future you are ready to go live, all what you need to do is come back here and uncheck this box, and you will be presented with live secret key and live public key. From there, you go back to your page tag account and grab this information under API configuration live mode. If you don't do this, your customers will be able to pay, but at the end of the day, no payments will come to you. Meanwhile, they will have access to their downloads. We are only using the test mode for demonstration purposes. Going back to our backend, let's go ahead and enable PayPal. Scrolling up, we click on payments. We have PayPal Express right here. Let's click on finish setup. Next, we click on enable. Payment button, we change it from smart button to express checkout. Going down, under credentials, the first thing we have is environment. For PayPal, I'll show you how to use the live mode. So we select live mode. And next thing we need to do is get our live API username, live API password, and then live API signature. And we'll be getting these from PayPal. With PayPal as well, if you don't have an account, you can go ahead and create one for yourself. PayPal as well, if you want, you can create a business account or a personal account. So I'll go ahead and log into my PayPal account now. Alright, I've logged into my PayPal account. After logging in, the next thing you want to do is enter this URL into your address bar. That is paypal.com/businessmanage/credentials/API access. And then the access here, make sure the A is capital. When that is done, you press enter, it will take you to this page. Next, you scroll down to MVP/SOAP API integration. Then click on manage API credentials. And it will bring you to this page. What you need to do is go ahead and reveal all these three information. To be able to get any of them, you just go ahead and click on show. So I'll click on the first one to show you how it is done. So this is my API username. I'll just go ahead and copy it. Now go back to the back end and I paste it in here. Going back, I do the same thing for API password and API signature. For this, I don't want to reveal it, so I'll copy and paste them and get back to you. Alright, I've pasted them. Next is title. We have PayPal in here. You can customize it the way you want. Going down, PayPal Express checkout button. This is where you can set the buttons. The first option we have is show express button on. You can show it on cart page or checkout page. You also have the option to show express credit button on the cart and checkout pages. I will show you what that is in a moment. So for now, I'll just leave them as they are. Going down, the button size, you have the opportunity to choose small, medium, or large. I'll leave it as medium for now. Next is branding, where we have brand name. So this is the name of your website or whatever name you want your users to see upon making orders. I leave it as it is. Next is landing page. You can choose either login or billing. Going down, we don't do any other thing here. We just go ahead and save the changes. Now our two payment gateways are added. Next, let's go ahead and run a test. So going back to the front end of my website, remember I already added some product to the cart. So first of all, let me take you to the cart page. And you see that we have PayPal buttons here. You can easily go ahead and check out using them. So if I want to pay with PayPal, I can easily click on checkout with PayPal. Okay, there's an error. Receiving country does not support the transaction currency. So what I need to do is go back to backend of my website. Then under WooCommerce, I choose general. I'll have to change my currency from cedis to dollars. So under currency, I drop down the arrow. Then I search for US. Then I go ahead and select this. Click on save changes. Now going back, I refresh the page just to be sure. Okay, we can see dollars now. Let's go ahead and check out. So on top here, you see that we have the name of our website. the amount we are going to pay. From there, you just go ahead and enter your login details and click on login in order to make the payment. I don't want to go through this. I just want to show you how it will come up. So I'll just go ahead and cancel and return to my website. Now let's proceed to check out to see how Paystack will come up. So right here, we have PayPal and then Paystack as our payment options. First of all, let's fill in our details. I'll fill this pretty quick and meet you in a second. Alright, I've entered the details. Next, I choose debit/credit cards, that is for Paystack. Before I place the order, let's go on top and you see that we have PayPal checkout buttons right here because that is the option we selected, remember? So if you don't want to see this, meaning you have to go back to WooCommerce and go over to payments. Then under PayPal Express, you click on manage. Going down, this is where you can go ahead and take them off from the various pages. Now, one thing we can also do is go back to payments under WooCommerce. It should be noted that with Paystack, you won't be able to accept payment in dollars. So we have to change it back to Ghana cedis. This is very important. So I go to General. Then we change it from dollars to Ghana cedis. Right here, then save the changes. Going back, you click on place order to see how it will come up. And we'll be presented with a pop-up where we can do the payment. So on top here, you see that we have test. You can pay with card or mobile money. Mobile money is one of the simplest payment methods over here in Ghana and some other parts of Africa. So with the cards, you can choose to use success, bank authentication, or decline. Take note, all these are for testing purposes. If you want to pay with mobile money, you click in here, then you go ahead and enter your number. And you see that we have already been given a test phone number we can use. And you can also go ahead and choose your payment provider. Let's go with the cards and we are going to use success. Then we click on pay. Payment is successful and will be redirected to the thank you page. Awesome. Thank you, your order has been received. So this is the order number, the date, email address, the total amount, payment methods. Then going down, you see that under download, we have a button right here where we can go ahead and download Digital Marketing for Beginners PDF file. So I'll just go ahead and click on it. Let's see how the download will come up. It is downloading right here. I'll just go ahead and close it up. This is just a demo file I uploaded. Upon placing the order, the client will receive an email with regards to the order, and the shop owner will also receive an email with regards to the order. If we also go to the back end of our website, then we go over to orders under WooCommerce, you see that we have an order coming from this person and the status is set to completed. So with this, whatever amount of money the person has paid will come into our Paystack account. That is if we are using the live mode. Take note, we are still using the test mode on our website, and I've shown you how you can enable the live mode. Let's see how the order emails will come up. In here, you see that we have a new message coming from Dikupages Digital, and we also have the transaction message from Paystack. So let's go ahead and open it up, and this is how it will come up. You see that we have the name of the product and the particular download. So if in future users want to still have access to their download, they can come to this email and go ahead and download, since the product was set to never expire. One thing you will notice is that at the moment we are seeing the default WooCommerce colors on our order message. I will show you how you can customize it later on. So basically, this is how the order message will come up, and you can also go ahead and check it at the back end of your website. So that's it on how to add payment gateways onto our online store. Now that we have our payment gateways installed, next let's go ahead and do some finishing touches onto our store. For this, we are going to do three things. First of all, I'll show you how to customize the WooCommerce order form. I will also show you how to add privacy policy and terms pages on the checkout page. And finally, I'll show you how to add coupon codes onto our online store. Before we get started, let's go to the front end of our website. Then we go over to the shop page. Let's add any product to the cart. Now, if we go over to checkout, at the moment, users cannot have access to our privacy policy and terms pages here. To run a smooth online store, you need to give your users the opportunity to be able to view your privacy policy from the checkout page and also give them the opportunity to be able to accept the terms and conditions of your website before they actually go ahead and place the order. In here at the moment, you see that we have a link to privacy policy. If you click on it, it won't take you to the privacy policy page. Now, if I hover on it and you look at the bottom part at the left-hand corner, you see that it is pointing to the checkout page. So I'll show you how we can assign those two pages, that is privacy policy and then the terms pages. But first of all, let's see how we can customize the WooCommerce order form. So we go back to the back end of our website. Under WooCommerce, we click on settings. Next, we go over to emails. Going down, from here, you can decide to change the name of your website. That is what users will see on the messages they'll be receiving when an order is placed. You can also change the from email address. The first thing we want to do in here is go ahead and add a header image. Here we don't have any upload button where we can go ahead and do that. So what we need to do is go ahead and upload the image we want to use onto our media library. Then we copy the link. And since we already have our logo on our website, we can easily go and get the link from there. So let's head over to media library. I'll just right click on library and open link in a new tab. I don't want to lose this page. So I go over there and this is the logo I'm going to use. So I select it up. Then in here under file URL, this is the link we are going to use in order to pull in the image onto the order form. So let's click on copy URL to clipboard. It is copied. Then going back, I can easily exit from here. I go ahead and paste it in here. Next, we have footer text. If we go back to the order form in our email, this is the footer text. It is giving us the name of our website and also telling our clients that our website was built with WooCommerce. And we don't want our users to see this. So going back, for the site title, we need it. And this is what is giving us the site title. And you see that we have built with WooCommerce. So I'm going to remove from build up to WooCommerce. Then I can say enjoy your product or your download, whichever way. You can put whatever text you want in here. Next is base color. The base color is what we are seeing right here. That is the purple color and on some of the text. So let's go ahead and change it. From here, it is very important you use the colors on your website. And I'm going to go ahead and use my main color, that is the orange color. So I'll just go ahead and copy the color from my notepad. Copy, come back in here, remove what is there. Then I go ahead and paste in my color code. Perfect. Going down, you can also change the background color. That is the color here. And the rest of the colors, I'll leave them as they are. Then I go ahead and save the changes. Now, if users make new orders, they will now be able to see our logo on top of the order form, as well as the other customizations we've done. I'll show you how it will come out when we do the final testing. So customizing the WooCommerce order form is done. Next, let's look at how we can add illegal pages to the checkout page. First of all, let's add the terms and conditions page. To do that, we go over to advanced, sell under WooCommerce. Then under page setup, we have terms and conditions right here. So what we do is just click in here. Then we start by typing the page we are looking for. So I'll just enter the first 3 letters. And we have terms and conditions page right here. Select it. Going down, we click on save changes. Next, let's go ahead and add the privacy policy page. For that one, we need to go over to settings, then click on privacy. Under select a privacy policy page, we drop down the arrow, then we go ahead and choose our privacy policy page. Click on use this. Perfect. Now, if we go back to the front end of our website, that is the checkout page, and reload the page, you see that we now have a checkbox where users can go ahead and agree to the website terms and conditions. And also the privacy policy page is set now. So if I hover on it and you look at the left hand bottom corner, you see the privacy policy page. So users can go ahead and click on it, which will open in a new tab to view our privacy policy page. I exit from here and they can also click on the terms and conditions to see the particular page. Perfect. So now we are done adding our legal pages onto our checkout page. The next thing we are going to look at is add coupon codes onto our online store. By adding coupon codes onto your online store is a way to increase conversion rate on your store. If users come to your website and they see that they can get 10% discount, they will buy and want to come back and buy again. So let's go ahead and see how we can add coupon codes onto our online store. To do that, we go to the back end of our website. Next, we hover on WooCommerce, then click on coupons. At the moment, we don't have any coupons yet, and that is why you are seeing this big button right here. So you can easily click on it to create your first coupon, or you can click on add coupon right here. Either way, they will all take you to the same place. So let's go ahead and create our first coupon. The first thing we do is enter our coupon code. So if I enter 25 off, what this means is that this is the code users will enter in order to get a discount. Take note, you can enter whatever text you want. I'm entering 25 off simply because I want to give my users 25% discount. It doesn't really matter if you enter 25 here. However, having the particular discount you are giving them as part of the code can easily inform your users the amount of discount you are giving them. You can even go ahead and generate a coupon code. Let me show you how that is done. When you click on it, you see that a coupon code is generated, and you can display this on your website for your users to go ahead and use. But for now, I will keep it as 25 off. You can give it a description which is optional, so I don't do anything here. Next, under coupon data, we have general. Under that, the first thing we have is discount type. If we drop down the arrow, we have three options. We have percentage discount, fiscal discount, and then fixed product discount. First of all, let me explain fixed cart discount. So if you select this, meaning you need to enter a coupon amount here. So whatever amount you enter in here, for instance, if I enter 50, users will be able to get 50 Ghana cedis off on the total amount in their cart. So with this, if the total cost of the products they are buying is 100 Ghana cedis, meaning they will be paying only 50 Ghana cedis. In my opinion, I don't think this will be ideal. For instance, if the cart total is 50 Ghana cedis, meaning they don't have to pay anything because the coupon amount already is 50 Ghana cedis. However, choosing this will depend upon your store requirements. Going back to product discount, for fixed product discount is similar to the fixed cart discount. The difference here is that with fixed product discount, you can decide to make the coupon codes applicable to some categories of products on your shop. For instance, if we go over to usage restriction, going down, you see that we have products where you can set some specific products the coupon code will be applicable to. You can also go ahead and exclude some products. You can set some categories of products you want the coupon code to be applicable to. So these are some options you can do with regards to your coupon code. Going back to general, for this tutorial, we are going to go ahead and use percentage discount. With percentage discount, whatever amount of percentage you set can be applied to all the products on your shop. You can even go ahead and apply it to some particular category. In my opinion, percentage discount is the best option. So under coupon amount, we go ahead and enter in the discount amount, and I'll enter 25. Take note, we are dealing with digital products, so we don't need to work on shipping. Next, we have coupon expiry date. Which date do you want the coupon code to expire? So you can set it to whatever date you want. If you don't want it to expire, you can just leave it as empty. And that is what I'll do. Next is usage restriction. First of all, under usage restriction, we have minimum spend. Now, before I explain, let me enter 100 Ghana cedis in here. What this means is that for users of my website to be able to get the 25% discount, they will need to spend a minimum of 100 Ghana cedis. So if a customer spends, let's say 30 Ghana cedis, 50 Ghana cedis, or 90 Ghana cedis, they wouldn't be able to benefit from the discount code. For now, let me set it to 50 Ghana cedis for demonstration purpose. You can also go ahead and set maximum spend. So with maximum spend, for instance, if I enter 500, what this means is that users will be able to get discount when they have their cart total to be 500 Ghana cedis. anything above 500 Ghana cedis, they will not enjoy the discounts. And I think this doesn't really make sense. If users will be able to get 25% discount by spending 50 Ghana cedis, I think users spending more than 500 Ghana cedis deserve better. So with this, I will advise you not to put anything there. Next, we have individual use only. If this box is checked, the coupon code cannot be used in conjunction with other coupons. What this means is that users will be able to use this coupon code one at a time. And that is what I'll do. I'll check it. Next, we have exclude sale items. If I go to the front end of my website and go to the shop page, you see that this particular product is on sale. The original price is 80 Ghana cedis and the sale price is 39 Ghana cedis. So with this, the price of your product is already reduced. So you can decide to say that for this particular product, you don't want to offer additional discount because you have already reduced the price. So if we go back, if you don't want users to enjoy double, meaning you have to go ahead and check this so that users will not be able to enjoy the discount on sale items. And that is what I will do for demonstration purposes. Going down, you can decide to enter in some particular products on which you want the coupon code to be applicable. So I can do that by typing the name of the product. So if I select this, meaning this particular coupon code will only work on this product. So if you set this, you don't need to exclude some product because any other product will not be able to enjoy the coupon code except this. So if you want to exclude some products, meaning you have to remove whatever product you select from here. For now, I want the coupon code to be applicable to all the products on my shop, so I'll go ahead and remove it. Take note, you also have the opportunity to choose some categories. For instance, if I choose letterheads, which means the coupon code will only affect products in the letterheads category. You can also go ahead and exclude some categories. I don't want to set some categories, so I take it off. Next, we have usage limits. The first option we have is usage limit per coupon. The coupon code we set here, how many times do you want our users to use it before it expires? If I enter, let's say 100 here, meaning this particular coupon code can only be used 100 times. I don't want to limit the usage, so I take it off so that I will have unlimited usage. Next is limit usage to X items. This particular feature is applicable to individual products. For instance, if under general, you happen to choose fixed product discount, this is where you can set the maximum number of individual products this coupon code can be applied to. So in here, we are not going to do anything. And finally, we have usage limit per user. How many times can a particular user be able to use this coupon code? If I enter 10 in here, meaning every single user who will be able to make orders on my website can use this coupon code 10 times. If I want my users to be able to use the coupon code over and over again, then I take off whatever number I will be entering here. And that is what I will do. All is set, then I go ahead and publish. And now our coupon code is created. So that's all the finishing touches we want to do. Now, we've added a coupon code onto our online store. Let's see how we can make it visible on our website so that our customers can easily find it in order to benefit from it. To do that, let's head over to the front end of our website. Then we go ahead and click on Customize. Inside the theme customizer, we are going to go ahead and add it on top of our header. So to do that, you need to make sure the header is enabled, and you can do that by enabling any element on the header. So if I click on main row, it will enable the header. If I click on the icon right here beside the logo, it will enable the header as well as any other element right here. You can also go ahead and click on header and the general options. So I click on it, and you see that the header options has opened. So what we are going to do is grab HTML and we drop it on top right here. Then we go ahead and click on it. So this is where we enter our coupon code. I'll enter, use this, and I'll put the coupon code into brackets, 25 off to get 25% discount on orders above 50 Ghana cedis. Perfect. Maybe I'll make the coupon code bold like this so that it will stand out. One thing we can also do is go ahead and change the background color of the top row. So we select it, then we go over to design. In here, you'll be presented with two options. You can change the default state color and then the sticky state color. Remember, our sticky functionality was set to the main row only. If I scroll, you see that the main row will be sticky and the top row will hide. So if you want the top row to be hidden upon scroll, you only need to work with the default state color. So I click on the color there and I'll go ahead and choose color 5. Whichever color you want, you can go ahead and choose. It doesn't really matter. You can also use color 1, but I think color 5 will be cool. But I'll go with that and I exit from there. If you want to use sticky header for the top row, you can also go ahead and set the color. So I choose color 5. Then what I need to do is go back. Then I choose headers. Then I go ahead and click on global header. To be able to make the top row sticky as well, I need to select top and main row like this. Now if I scroll, I will have the two rows to be sticky. For demonstration purpose, I will limit it to only the main row. One thing we can also do is add the My Account page to our menu so that our customers can easily have access to the My Account page. By making that visible on our website, users can come back to it anytime to have access to their downloads. To do that, let's click on back. Then we go over to elements. There are two ways we can achieve this. You can either use the account element or you go over to menus to add it as a menu. Let's go ahead and use the account. So I just click on it and drag it in here. I'll place it in between the menu and the cat icon, and it is right there. We can click on it to customize it. All the settings here are okay by me, but I'll just show you some few things. You can change the account image. At the moment it is set to avatar. That is why we are saying this. You can choose icon and you can go ahead and choose any of these icons. For instance, if I select type 5, you will see it right here. You can also decide not to use any account image by choosing none. You see that it's off, but I don't think you want this. You want your visitors to be able to see it clearly. So let's go by avatar, and you can increase the avatar size from here. I'll keep it as the default, that is 18. Next, you can add label visibility. So if I select desktop, you see my account right here, which is also cool. You can also add it to tablet and mobile, depending upon your shop requirements. For now, I'll only leave the avatar. Perfect. Next, we have user visibility. In here, both logged in and logged out users will be able to have access to it. So if I don't want some particular users not to have access to it, for instance, logged out users, I will just go ahead and click on this to disable it. But I don't want this. I want both logged in and logged out users to have access to my account page. All is set. I go ahead and publish. Then I exit from here. And now we have our coupon code being displayed here, as well as the My Account icon. Awesome. Now let's do the final testing and see how everything will come up. Remember, we learned how to customize the WooCommerce order form. We also looked at how to add the legal pages onto the checkout page. And we also looked at how to create a coupon code. Let's see how everything will come up. For this, I'm going to go ahead and open a new private window. Then I'll enter in my web address. Next, I'll go over to the shop page and I'm going to go ahead and add this product to the cart. I view the cart. Now let's go ahead and test our coupon code to see if it will work on this product. So I click in here and I'll enter 25 off. Then I go ahead and click on apply coupon code. And we'll get this notification. The minimum spend for this coupon is 50 Ghana cedis. So for me to be able to enjoy the coupon code, I need to spend a minimum of 50 Ghana cedis. You see that the amount on this product is 42 Ghana cedis. So what I can do in order to enjoy this coupon code is go back to the shop page. Then I go ahead and add another product to the cart, for instance this. Now if I view the cart, then I go ahead and enter in the coupon code, apply coupon code applies successfully. In here you see the subtotal of the two products, the discount off, which is 25 Ghana cedis 50 pesos, the VAT component, and then finally the total. So this is the amount I'll be paying instead of this. Awesome. So with this I can proceed to check out. Then I'll go ahead and fill in my billing details. Alright, I've entered my billing details. Now go ahead and choose debit card. Next, I agree to the terms and conditions. Then I go ahead and place the order. I'll pay with credit card and I'll use success. I click on pay. Payment successful, and I'll be redirected to the thank you page where I can have access to my downloads. So from here, users will have access to their downloads, and if in any case they have moved away from the thank you page, they can also go over to the my account page by clicking on the icon right here, so that they will be redirected to the my account page. On this page, they have access to their downloads. You see the product I've purchased right here. From here, I can easily go ahead and download them anytime I come to log into the website. Next, let's see how our order form will come up. Let's see if the customizations we did on the order form has taken effect. For now, I'll exit out of here. Then I'll go over to my email. Take note, I'm only using the email the customer will be getting. You as a site owner, you can also go ahead and check your mails in order to find the order emails. So I go to inbox, and you see that I have a new message here. I just go ahead and click on it, and this is how our new order form will look like. And this is kind of cool. With this, your customers will have a feel of your website's branding. I'll exit out of here. With this, we have come to the end of our tutorial. So that's it on how to create a digital downloadable products e-commerce website with WordPress. And I hope you've enjoyed the tutorial from the beginning to this very end. Thank you so much for being with me throughout this journey on how to create our digital online store.